Missed the turn off, I didn't see it there. Hey, welcome to week 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware. Ash, it is absolutely crunch time this week. We're over halfway through the season, and after today, one of the Melbourne clubs will be on top of the ladder.
Yes, Luke, Melbourne Order and Avant Gaming are both undefeated, and bragging rights are up for grabs. Will it be Rumours or ROF sitting at the desk gloating over their win?
Yeah, and the two Sydney clubs also go head-to-head today. Chiefs take on Raw, who haven't been able to score a win in the opening 3 weeks, so there's pride at stake as well as points.
And then Brisbane Deceptors will do the rounds with Perth Ground Zero in an East versus West clash. But if you missed out on last week's game, here's a look at the highlights.
I can do it. Maybe that we can do it, and that we're not out of this competition.
I'm happy for his enthusiasm, but I think it's time for him to bow out.
Tanner's got the critical art on deck. Oh my God, Anthony Chopper's coming back in. It's not going to be enough. One more guess. One more guess. Oh. That's it. Chopper comes back from the dead and takes it over Panda. What's big? It's going to be the tank. Doesn't up the tech. One more. Robbie, he's going to get. Oh! And Robbie breaks the hearts once again.
Those games were very close for the most part, and the games that we lost came down to very common mistakes, mistakes that we shouldn't be making at this stage. And so there's a lot of disappointment there, I think.
It's his character, man. He doesn't need to give up Alex. Just pick a better character, dude. I did it. Can you do it?
Yeah, what's going on, ROF?
What?
Good chat. Huge chat on that side. Can't wait to talk more to those guys.
Yes!
Travis opting to just block. Oh, ready X bicycle kick. That's going to hurt. Goes to the other side. Goes Chips. Is that it? That's it. Goes Chips. Puts a game on the board for Perth Ground Zero. Taking out the trash talking. Wow.
I feel like he's a bit flustered right now. Probably might need to go call off, drink some beer. I just want my rematch.
He's in big trouble, and there's the command grab. This is going to be it. Perfect, and the teabag. My goodness. Dragon. And with a completely
My
straight
goodness.
face, Anthony.
My goodness.
Disgusting.
My goodness.
Oh,
look at that with that
He's got
donut.
the donut.
I know Peter's game plan like down to the wire, so there was nothing new that he did, nothing out of the ordinary. Just applied my solid gameplay into his style and took a nice clean pee. I peed on him in the match, so I'm really happy about that.
All right, good. Sio down to his last legs. This could be it.
One more.
All right, Sio's got to get here now. Sio, he's got to take this if he wants to stay alive. There's the Kunai trying to get in, but that's going to be it. And Camface takes it for the Melbourne Order 4-2.
They took a hard loss to Order. They played super well. Picking up Camface is a really good idea. There's not many nuts in the OCE region, so it's hard to get experience against them. And Camface is really good. Game 1, I was not prepared for how solid he would play. I couldn't find a way in, and he just chipped away at me until I died.
Cads out, Demosk and Fangria. So I couldn't tell how nice the mustache was. It's great, man.
It's great, right? It feels right. No, it doesn't actually. It feels weird.
He's in trouble. Here comes a stun.
He's in
I don't know if this is going to be enough to kill him, Anthony.
It won't be enough to kill.
Right,
One more.
In the
What
corner.
is it?
There's the cross-up. Tries the V-reversal to get out of there. And then he gets the finish it. And the classic finisher from Rumors of Ghost. A very dirty finish to go with his very dirty moustache. Tomas got one more chance after this. He's going to make the right read, otherwise he's going to get perfected here. Great tech. Oh, and it's just a trade, and that is it. Melbourne Avant are up 3-0 over the Sydney Raw. Oh my goodness, Tomas. He's jumping back. Got to make something happen here now with that V-trigger. That V-trigger's running out very, very fast, Anthony. Oh, and a bullhead, and that is it. And Rumors of Ghost puts down Sydney Raw 4-0 in convincing fashion.
And look at them there, asleep. They're asleep. They did it with their eyes closed.
We've been waiting so long to get a 4-0, and it just feels nice. It just feels like it's like a weight off our shoulders, not having any match going into the tiebreaker. Like everyone's just playing well. Yeah, it dropped around, but we got 4-0. It feels good. It feels good.
And this is where the standings are after week 3. As you can see, Melbourne Avant and Melbourne Order both sitting pretty at the top on 9 points. Just behind them, Chiefs on 7, Ground Zero on 3, and Sydney Raw and Deceptors. It's all on the line for them this week. I mean, before I have a chat, I should introduce him. Welcome back to the desk, guys. Our analyst at Street Fighter 5. Give it up for Krishna, guys. Make some noise. Huge week last week, yeah, Krishna?
It was a huge week last week. I can't quite believe that Ghost Ships was able to take out Travis Styles. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But to see the Chiefs do really, really well, Chopper bringing it back with the second week with the second character, I think we're going to be missing the New Zealanders this week. Unfortunately, they're all out with their own national tournament at the moment. But yeah, it was a really, really nice week to see. And I think we're starting to see the separation of the teams now, which is going to be really important going into the playoffs soon.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, it was a big upset, Ghost taking down Travis Styles. Do you think Travis Styles was hurting after his 2 losses? Absolutely he was.
I've played Travis since about late 2017, and I've always kind of had the upper hand. And I think some of that kind of carried forward. I don't think he played as well as he wanted to, while I feel like I was playing quite well.
During a second game, I believe, in the 3rd round, he got away with like 4 unchecked forward dashes. And usually I'm really good at stopping like forward dashes and stuff.
I was progressing because I was getting more and more confident, which could have been to my dismay, but I'm happy that I pulled it through.
I just think like I was a bit tired and like maybe a bit tilted from the first game loss. So like I just got to get away with like really like unsafe stuff that he shouldn't be able to get away with. And I think him getting away with that confidence against those 3 over me.
I mean, you can really tell there that Travis Styles isn't a player who's used to being on the back foot.
No,
yeah?
it's not. There's actually a term in FGC. It's called being salty. And you could really see it there. I hope all the PJ salt's coming out in the Twitch chat right now. But yeah, he really wasn't expecting that. And again, Ghost Ship's playing really, really well. He's a solid pickup. Unfortunate that they can't bring him in today, because it's a really important game for Ground Zero.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out in a sec. This is a schedule of play that we're looking at for today. So yes, the derbies are on this week. Melbourne Order taking on Melbourne Avant. First up, both undefeated in Season 2. Perth Ground Zero and Brisbane Deceptors up next. And then Sydney Raw, Sydney Chiefs bringing it home. Who's going to have the Sydney crown? We will find out. Now, as we mentioned earlier, Melbourne Order and Melbourne Avant are equal on 9 points. But there's plenty of interest this week in the bottom 4 teams. This is how the standings look now, but if Sydney Raw knock over Chiefs, they go to 3 points, and if Brisbane Deceptors beat Perth Ground Zero, they'll also pick up 3 points. That will leave 3 teams all locked on 3 points with the final playoff place up for grabs. So there's everything to play for today, and in fact, it is definitely crunch time for Raw and Deceptors. Big Street Fighter gameplay this week. Very excited to have our amazing casters with us. I'm going to throw over to Ash right now. He's hanging out, of course, with Alex, and I believe we're very blessed to have Tom back.
Yes, we do have Tom back. Welcome back, Tom. We totally missed you last week. Luke made up a terrible lie about something to do with head lice. We all know that's not true, so how does it feel to be back?
It's great to be back, Ash. But yeah, as you said, Luke said I have some sort of apparent head lice problem. But I mean, if that is the case, Luke, I'm sorry, mate, but I'm not going to be able to help you with that hair transplant you want, buddy. So you're going to be on your own on that one, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
The burn, I love it. Sorry, Luke, love you. Alex, what are you looking forward to this week?
Yeah, look, we've got a great show today, Ash. Melbourne Order versus Melbourne Event. I'm particularly looking forward to both teams at the top of their game, both Melbourne teams, and we've got a potential for an ROF versus ROG rematch, so I think that's going to be a great one to watch.
Well, ROF was brutal in his demolition of Rups, posting a perfect in Game 3 and then beating him 2-1 in Game 5. Look at this.
That's
crazy.
right. Look, it looked like Rups had him all worked out here. It was one round all, but then ROF just turned on his game and just started to destroy Rups here in this third round. And you can see here, look at this first game here, we can see Rups getting his game on. Great critical art here, and you can see ROF, his health just melting away. And here comes the wake up EX Bullhead, straight into the activation from Rumours of Requiem of Fear,
and look at that damage.
He's got Rups there in the corner, and there it is at the end of round 3.
And having a bit of time away, I would have expected it to go differently, but I guess me not being around just must have messed with Rups' mojo a little bit, I reckon. Because usually those matches I would have assumed would be a lot closer.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You know, I missed ROF last week, and I missed not having him around. It's good to have him back this week because at the end of last week, we played that clip at the end of last week as a highlight, and I heard a cheer from our studio audience. Somebody went, "Woo! ROF, yeah, great!" And that usually doesn't happen. And I looked up and do you know who it was? It was ROF cheering for himself.
I wouldn't expect anything less, though.
Of course it was. Of course. No, it's going to be a fantastic show today. Really looking forward to it.
So what about this week? We have Sydney versus City. Do you guys have any predictions?
Well, like this top of the ladder clash is massive. Whoever gets this gets that top dog slot, and they could ride into finals in first place.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to have Order pegged to take that spot, but I think the Avant guys have shown that they are at the same caliber as our champions. So I think that that's going to be a 7-game series. Actually.
Awesome. Alex, do you agree?
I tend to agree. My money's on Melbourne Event for this one, but I think the potential is to go to a 3-all tiebreaker, so we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be a great match.
Oh, you reckon there's going to be 3 teams on 3 points by the end of this week?
I hope so. I think that would be a fantastic result. What do you think?
Yeah, I think as a fan, I most certainly do.
Well, let's see. I guess we'll find out. Remember, guys, we've partnered up with Incent to reward viewers for watching the Gfinity Elite Series. During each match, keep an eye out for a drop code that'll appear at the bottom of your screen. And when you see it, jump on the website, gfinity.incentloyalty.com, as quick as you can for all of the details on how to earn some currency. And don't worry about missing any of the game action. You can see it on the rewards website live. Well, that's it from all of us here. Back to you, Luke.
Thanks very much, legends. Our first match has the undefeated Order back to their original lineup. Bug replaces Cam's ace. Travis Styles is back to find that winning formula after a few losses last week, and ROF makes up the 3. What do you reckon about that lineup?
Well, like you said, it's the winning Order. That's the one that we saw winning grand finals last weekend, last season, sorry. And it's probably going to depend more on the matchups. I think if Travis can get a hold of Space Ghost in one of those matchups, he'll be really happy with that one. Bug knows all these players really, really well, so he'll also be comfortable knowing about those players. ROF, he's the standout performer. He's definitely, in my opinion, he's still #1 in Australia at the moment with his form in place. So I'm expecting him to do good things today.
I'm really looking forward to some birdie versus birdie, hopefully, hey. The other undefeated club, of course, is Avant. They're fielding an unchanged side of a Wild Llama who's been on fire this whole season, as is Space Ghost, who is also playing brilliantly. And, of course, their leader, Mr. Gfinity himself. Rumours of Ghosts. I mean, they couldn't really be bringing a stronger lineup, could they?
Yeah, we keep saying unchanged lineup, but this is not the same Avant from even last season. They've all been practicing really, really hard, and we see that in how Llama is adjusted and how Space Ghost adjusts. And if we have a look at their stats a little bit later on, you'll see that it's a little bit less about Rumours and it's more about the team aspect of it. And that's why I think they'll probably maybe even come out ahead. Also, again, depending on the matchups that they're going to have in place. So I really expected them to do good things this season.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Space Ghost's stats right now, because he is absolutely on fire. He was a bit up and down last season, but he's at, well, let's just have a look at a nice picture as well. They do look good. The difference being no mustache in that one. I'm still on the fence about the mustache. Big fan of Movember, don't know about the mustache. But yeah, Space Ghost, absolutely on fire. And of course, the Wild Llama as well, really bringing heat, aren't they?
Xavier, it's weird because they're kind of the odd couple that Rumors is having to clamber over because Xavier is really much the continent professional. He's really focused, he's really in the game, he's looking ahead and he's thinking, how am I going to play this out? How am I going to look at it further? Llama, cool as a cucumber. He just like sits there, he's very jovial, he likes joking around, he loves, but as soon as he's in game, he laughs his head off and he just wins it anyway. He's very much has that natural talent that he brings to the game. And I think both of those in the team with Rumors, it's a really, really strong lineup. And that's why I'm probably going to pick them to win today, in fact.
You think it's going to be Avant? All right. Yeah, is that the call?
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to, like Tom said, I think it's going to be a 7-game series, but I'm just going to pick Avant just to go a little bit ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get our teams out here. That's enough chat from us. So please, guys, go absolutely nuts for Melbourne Order! Or a little bit nuts, either way. Bug, Travis Styles and ROF. Some tepid golf applause there. All right, now make some noise for taking them on today, their opponents, Melbourne Avance! A Wild Llama, Space Ghost, and Rumours of Ghosts. Lads. Bug, captain today. How you feeling going into this? Confident?
Yep.
And you guys, it's hard to shout you up sometimes, you fellas. All right, is this the day you guys you're gonna put these guys in the ground?
We already did it once. Don't see why history can't repeat itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, let's find out how the matchups are going to play. It's on the screen behind you. Have a look over there, guys. First matchup of this huge match here, week 4. Let's have a look who's taken each other on in the first match of the day. Let's see. ROF taking on Rumours of Ghosts, kicking off first. Big one, big birdie matchup, I think. Oh, there we got number 2. We got Bug versus Space Ghost. What's going on there? About to win a bet. There's some private bets going on. Matchup number 3. Who we got? We got Travis Styles versus a Wild Llama. The all-important matchup number 4 could be the one if we don't go to the full 7. Travis Styles and a Wild Llama again. Back to back. What unheard of? Well, what's happening number 5, guys? Let's see what's going on there. ROF and Rumours of Ghosts. All right, I want to have a chat. I want to have a chat, Rumours. I mean, look. Birdie versus Birdie, what do you think your chances are?
Look, it's Birdie favoured.
Yeah.
So it's
Birdie's going to win at the end of the day, isn't he?
It's just a tough matchup, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Birdie really struggles against Birdie, so we have to see how it goes.
And I'm going to ask you, Arif, as a man who's got a moustache during Movember and off-season, what do you reckon of his moustache?
Yeah, good effort.
See, look at that. All we had to do was talk about facial hair, and there's a sweet man inside there. What's happening? What's happening in the next matchup, guys? Let's have a look. Who's next? We've got a screen over there as well. Bug taking on Space Ghosts. And then we're coming down to the final matchup, I believe. ROF versus Rumours of Ghosts. Guys, it is all about to kick off. Get out of here, fellas. Get in the zone. Get prepped. This is going to be a big one, guys. This is what it's all about here at the Gfinity Elite Series. First match of the day, week 4. It's crunch time. We're going on a break. We'll see you soon.
Coming up, Melbourne Order tackle crosstown rivals Melbourne Avant.
So going into the versing Avant this week, I'm not really worried about their lineup. Maybe if they get like favourable matchups against us, then we should cruise to like a 4-1, 4-2 victory.
When you're playing against Travis Styles, he's got this kind of like now reputation that he is the strongest player on Order, and I very much think that's the case. But watching him lose to Ghost Chips, it's kind of like knocks down that idea. It's like, he's not infallible. Going up against him, it's going to be close, but I'm pretty confident we can take those games, yeah.
Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Dare Iced Coffee and Astro Headsets.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee. 3 days ago, Coda announced that Zero would join Cell 7 in the upcoming Soma Worlds tournament. After so many league victories, switching teams this close to the tournament appears to be a deliberate move to destroy Coda's chance at the title.
Welcome back to Street Fighter V. Now, just before we get into Game 1 of Week 4, Advanced Space Ghost and Order's ROF share their thoughts on today's matchup.
So we're the only team that's ever beaten Order in the league, and we're running the same roster. They're running a very similar roster.
They have the same lineup as always. Nothing's really going to change, so we know who we're going up against.
Rof has not been playing well this season, as demonstrated by his results. This is very achievable.
I'm extremely confident going in as always.
Rof and Rumors are the Titans. They're the birdies, they're the big bodies. When they clash, every other team will be watching to see which giant falls and where they can catch a break and learn something from that victory or loss.
We know how they'll play. We know the order that they're sort of going to go for as well. There's a pretty clear pattern.
It's going to come down to on the day if the stars align, depending on how they align. I do think it's actually in Order's favour, but there's no way that we're not standing up to them.
I'm pretty sure the Melbourne Order team can definitely take it out and just bring it home all the way until Grand Finals.
Oh man, I'm absolutely pumped for this. It really is a clash of the Titans. I'm going to throw up to our casters, Tom and Alex. Give me a huge round of applause, guys, as we get into this first match, Week 4. It's fight time.
Thanks very much, Luke. It's Street Fighter Sunday here at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena as we kick off Week 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series. Hi, I'm Alex Hart. I'm here with Tom Scott. Tom, it's going to be a clash of the Titans here in round 1 with ROF versus ROG, the two finest birdie players in the country.
It couldn't have gone any other way, Alex. I tell you, like, it's almost like I reckon there was almost a little bit of collusion. They wanted the people to get the captains battling 3 times in one set. That's nuts. You don't see that in this
3 times in
format.
one set, and they've only played once in the last season of Gfinity, and I believe Rumors of Ghost was victorious
Yeah,
that
he
time.
did. He snuck out with that one. It was very close, if my memory serves. It was down to nearly the last touch. So it shows that these two are on a very similar level playstyle. Well, not playstyle-wise, but like tempo-wise. But then playstyles, they're very different.
That's right.
Rumors likes to play a very patient style, a very relaxed and defensive sort of style. And then ROF is all offense. So it's going to be interesting to see how they clash now.
I think it's going to be a fantastic match. Looking forward to that one. Before we get into it, it's time to reward all you loyal viewers. Head to gfinity.incentloyalty.com. Use the drop code GCOMBO, that's GCOMBO one word, to earn some currency. You've got a limited amount of time from now to use the drop code and get paid. You can receive 5 incents per drop code. Now, don't worry about missing any of the action because you can keep watching all this match from the rewards website. You won't miss a thing. Let's get into it, Tom. The first match of the day, week number 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series. It's going to be a birdie mirror. The two birdie titans, it's ROF versus ROG. I can't call it, Tom. It's anyone's game.
Yeah, this one's going to be nuts. I reckon this is almost a guaranteed 7-game series. Some of the players didn't think that, but I think they're just sort of throwing that confidence around a bit to try and get in the other guys' heads. But like the two teams' rosters here are just so tight that I can't imagine imagine it going any way other than 7 games.
Yeah, I have to say, I would love to see this go to a 3-all tiebreaker, Tom, and I expect that it will, because the lineup from both these teams here today is just so tight. Let's get into it. Both teams, Birdie is on the screen, ROF versus Rumors of Ghosts. The showdown, we're going to get straight into it, and these two will be playing up to 3 times a day if we do get to a 3-all tiebreaker.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I am looking forward to this one, Tom, and here we go into game number 1. Melbourne Order take on Melbourne Avant right here at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena. Round 1, here we go.
So make sure, everybody, to keep in mind that Rumors of Ghosts is the Freddie Mercury birdie, and ROF is using that classic birdie default skin, so you know who is who, because it can get confusing in these mirror matches.
Okay, so we got ROF in the black trunks, Rumors of Ghosts in the yellow trunks. Both players big jump! Rumors of Ghosts with a great jump there. He's so good at those jump hits with that hard punch. ROF back.
Good
down goes the can. All right, he's going to cook down the can again, but Rumors of Ghosts is not having any of it, Tom. Both players about even on health now. 75 seconds left on the clock.
Gets caught by the can again. That's happened twice now. Rumour's a little bit eager to stop ROF from getting that can out. Oh, he just gets hit.
That's right. Both players trying to bait each other into using the can. Rumors of Ghosts in the yellow trunks.
Oh, nice reaction.
The black trunks. Great reaction. All right, Rumors of Ghosts trying to get something started here. Rumors of trigger. Great confirm off the standing medium.
Oh, another can.
Here comes Rumors of Ghosts. He's got ROF on the ropes now. Doesn't go for the command grab. Just goes for the regular throw. ROF answers back with his own confirm off the standing medium. Go for the command grab. But Rumors of Ghosts leaves his dinner on the table. Doesn't finish his dinner. Oh, and again, ROF misses his second command grab. That's 2 for 2, Dom.
Oh my lord, that was such a tight round, Alex. Both players nearly threw that round away multiple times. That was 1 hit for both players.
That's right, ROF has to win this round, otherwise Rumors of Ghosts is going to be 2 for 2 here against ROF and the Verdura at the Gfinity Elite Series.
Oh, here we
There's
go.
the EX Dolphin dive. All right, ROF is putting out all the dirty tricks now. He doesn't want to get Rumors of Ghosts to get a second round here.
No, you don't want it to go down 2-0 in the mirror against your own character, Alex. That
Not
is
in the first game of this match between these 2 great Melbourne clubs.
No, definitely. But I think what's happening here is that ROF is getting stuck playing at Rumors of Ghost tempo a little bit.
That's right.
And you can see he's sort of sitting there trying to fight his way in on Rumors of Ghost.
Great jump in from Rumors of Ghost. That's going to hurt. ROF tried to rake up there with an EX bullhead, but Rumors of Ghost is all over it. All right, Rumors of Ghost activating B trigger now.
I don't think Birdie can punish that. Oh, he did, but he didn't have the meter to actually spend into the EX bullhead.
ROF's in trouble. He's trying to get out of the corner. Rumors of Ghost just harassing with that standing medium punch. He doesn't have a critical eye on deck to confirm. ROF activating. Rumors of Ghost answering back with an EX bullhead.
Good
Here
punish.
comes ROF. He's fighting his way out of the corner.
he
He's
just
taking
hit
it
it.
round. He's in serious trouble. There's the command grab. He sniffed it out, Tom.
One more hit for either Birdie now. Here comes the can. Watch the
Going to go for it. And there it is. And that neutral jump and the crouching medium punch to take it out. It is 1 round apiece here, Tom. I can't call it.
This is the first game of the day, Alex, and I'm already losing my voice. This is nuts.
Right, all right. ROF dashes in trying to make something happen. Both players out of meter, out of resources.
Oh, nice.
Bill B trigger the old-fashioned way here.
I think so. It's going to be just a good old-fashioned game of hitting buttons.
That's right.
No reaction.
Rumors of Ghost with that EX Dolphin dive, not letting ROF get that can down at all.
Oh, no.
This time, I like it. All right, it pays off this time. Again, down goes the can, just out of range of that.
Oh, I like that V reversal from Rumors there. He just doesn't want that can pressure. You can see here from both these 30 players, that is a key component of the matchup. Another can.
Right. He's throwing down that can while Rumors of Ghost doesn't have the meter to do the EX Dolphin dive. Right, he has to be careful now. Has to make sure Rumors of Ghost doesn't get in range to do the EX Dolphin dive.
Oh my lord, that was almost an excellent whip punish from Rumors.
A lot of focus on both players. Again, ROF in the black trunks, ROG in the yellow.
Oh yeah, this is getting nuts, Alex. I'm losing. Here comes another can.
Both throwing down. They're just throwing down the can. I like it. All right, Rumors of Ghost finally with an answer to the can now. He has a chance.
Here we go. Is he dead? No, one more hit.
I'm going to see command grab the spike gun buttons from Rumors of Ghost. He's not dead yet. He's on life support.
Oh my lord!
Here comes Rumors of Ghost.
One more hit.
One more hit. He runs up back down. Can't believe it, Tom.
What a round!
And he pops up a well-deserved win. I can't believe it.
What a read! That was an excellent.
Oh my goodness!
The risk that Rumors took on that read, Alex, is immense. So if ROF had have just sat there and done nothing, that would have been the freest win in the world.
That was MVP material right there. That was just fantastic. He bet the farm on that one read. We're going to see it here in the highlights as we get to the 3rd round. Let's have a look here at the first round. We can see here Rumors of Ghost really slowing down the game. He's got ROF there in the corner. ROF slowing it down now, trying to play the game at his pace. He answers back with his own V trigger here. He spends most of the round here in the corner, finally getting out with a jab hit confirm there.
But Rumours just almost adopted ROF's play style, but there's that backdash. So I think that's where Rumours got the read, is that ROF is a little bit backdash happy.
Yes.
And he used that to his advantage in the third round. That is just understanding your opponent, Alex.
That's a very good point, Tom. And he makes it, look at these, he makes about 3 hard reads here.
I know, look at the life
Rumours of Ghost is down here in the corner. I mean, you don't come back against ROF from being in the corner against ROF's birdie. And this read here, done. Just fantastic play. That is beautiful. And look, he's popping off his entire team. He has every reason to be happy with that play, and I can't believe we're getting this level of pay right out the game, right out the door. Sorry,
we got a whole day of this, Alex, and we're already losing the plot.
We're already losing the plot here, and we're getting our money's worth today here, Tom, at the Gfinity Elite Series. What a play from Rumours of Ghost.
They just can't make it like calm for us, can they? They got to make us work hard and just lose the plot every single time. But that was excellent play there. Those two games back and forth. That was a sloppy match, but it was also a really exciting one.
Who said character mirrors are boring, Tom?
You did.
I did. It was me. Okay, fantastic. Let's get into the next game. We're going to have, who have we got up next, Tom? We've got Bug versus Space Ghost.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one now. Guile Ibuki. I imagine this matchup is probably 5-5. I mean, I see Sio in the background smiling at me there, probably trying to tell me it's not, but I think like Ibuki's just such a strong mix-up heavy character that even if she struggles to deal with the sonic booms a little bit, all she needs is one touch. If she gets that one crouching medium punch into the Fuma Shuriken and then makes Space Ghost guess, the round can be over just like that.
Bug is very good at switching up his game. You can sit there and opt to block against Ibuki all day, but he will just throw you to death. Space Ghost has to be very aware of that. These two have played before.
Yes,
both
definitely.
Very powerful characters at the top of the tier list in Street Fighter V. But right now, Melbourne Avant is sitting on that well-deserved 1-0 win over Melbourne Order. And let's see if Space Ghost can continue the magic for Melbourne Avant. Here we go into round number 1.
Oh, nice little counter hit confirmed near the jab. Didn't get the flash kick though. Must not have had the crouch time.
And expect to see a lot of these slow booms keeping Bug out until he gets that V-trigger active. And once he gets that V-trigger activated, he's going to become very dangerous. Space Ghost whoa, okay.
That was wild.
All right, and Bug showing that he's very confident here despite the early booms from Space Ghost.
Back medium punch.
And here comes that throw game from Bug early on. Now both players are about even on life now. Bug's almost got that V-trigger on deck. He's about to activate, doesn't activate yet off the V-trigger.
He just needs one hit.
All right, here comes wake up. Space Ghost isn't put off despite having that V-trigger on deck. And we're going to see an activation from here. Shot
he went for some kind of gutsy whip punish there, but it didn't work out.
Expecting a sonic boom there.
I don't like that choice from Bug because now he doesn't have the V-trigger.
That's right. All right, here comes the jump in pressure. 50-50. I like the EX sonic boom. And there it is, just round 1 to Space Ghost playing beautifully. Bug looking a little bit lost. Let's see if he can bring it back in round 2, Tom.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of impatience from Bug there. He just threw out that V-trigger instead of taking a more consistent mix-up option. I think he went for some sort of
I think he was looking to whiff punish a sonic boom there, but it never happened. And it was baited out very well by Space Ghost. That's how you've got to win those matches against Ibuki, is really make her waste the V-trigger as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. You can't let her capitalize.
That's right. And here comes that throw pressure from Bug. Big crunch counter there from Space Ghost. This is big damage. Bug's in trouble now in the corner. Upside down.
Back throw. Great composure from Bug. Now this is all of a sudden Bug's round to win.
That's right. All right. And here comes Space Ghost. He's popped his own figure. Both players have V-trigger in play now. He's going to do some blocking here. All right, great. Neutralize that Fuma Shuriken. Backing off now. Space Ghost looking to just create some space between himself and Bug. Get some slow going.
Just goes for a sweep.
All right, great sweep. Space Ghost trying to keep the life even here. Bug almost on his last legs. He's going to take one last hit. Otherwise, he's going to go. He's going to whip the sweep there. Bug.
Forward throw. One more hit.
One more throw. We're going to see a dash.
Cut.
Great take there by Space Ghost, but he's done it. Standing heavy punch. He takes it to 2-0 for Melbourne Avant.
I cannot believe it, Alex.
Wow. That was not going the way we thought it was going to go, Tom.
No, it isn't. But that was... I'm so impressed by that play there from Space Ghost that round. That game, in fact, in general, that was just such solid, composed play, and I think that is the result of the hard work that we've been talking so much about him.
The magic continues for Melbourne Avant. I tell you what, they went 4-0 versus Sydney Raw last week.
Yeah.
And if they can go 4-0 versus Melbourne Order, what an upset that would be.
They'd have to be considered the favourites as we dive into these highlights now. And just look at this. Every option that Space Ghost made, every micro decision in this set was almost on point. Nearly every single one. And there's that... I'm not sure about that use of the V-trigger. I mean, Bug's probably going to go home and look at the footage and look at that and go, yeah, that was a mistake, Alex.
Yeah, and you can see Bug here just trying to get in. There's a 50-50 mix-up, but Space Ghost is having none of it. Just opts to go straight for the for the EX flash kick.
Yeah,
Let's have a look at round number 2 here. And just these normals here from Space Ghost, just really keeping Bug out and just whiffs a
sweep, which is a bit of
there. It's unfortunate.
Uncharacteristic, but it ended up working out for him with his defense, which is so strong.
And the normals there from Space Ghost, just keeping Bug out to take it in 2 straight rounds. And Melbourne Avant are on a tear up 2-0 over Melbourne Order. But I tell you what, coming up next is Melbourne Order's strongest player and perhaps one of the strongest players here at the Gfinity Elite Series, Travis Styles.
Definitely.
He's going to be going up against a Wild Llama who has been on a tear here at Gfinity with his G play. Now, G is still a relatively new character in Street Fighter V, one of the more recent DLC characters, so players are still probably a little less familiar with them than they are with the rest of the cast, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that I think needs to be considered here, is that maybe Travis doesn't quite have a lot of G experience. There aren't a lot of Gs in Australia. I think Llama might be the only one that mains the character. But however, on the flip side, there aren't a lot of Balrogs, so I'd be interested to see how much experience Llama has against Balrog with G.
Correct. Now, Melbourne Avant are up 2-0 up against Melbourne Order. It's up to Travis Styles to restore the honour for Melbourne Order here, as they are down 2-0. A Wild Llama's there with his filthy hitbox.
Oh my
Big
lord.
crush counter there from opening Travis. He's got Wild Llama in the overhead. Straight into the overhead. He's not wasting any time with the dirty trick. Into the frame traps. What were we saying about Travis not having any G experience, Tom?
We're looking at 5 golden letters. Are we looking at 5 golden letters, Alex?
We might be seeing a ghetto perfect here. All right, doesn't have to go for the wheel kick. There's the V trigger. All right, and a V reversal straight away from Travis. And once the G pops this V trigger, he becomes so dangerous. Travis is just not letting Wild Llama get started here, Tom.
Yeah, this defense is excellent from Travis. I love the power. Here we go.
All right,
but it's go time. Scratch it.
All right, this is going to be scaled. All right, he's going to get some damage here off the corner. All right, and Travis just fighting out of the corner with the target combo. Nobody keeps Baby in the corner. He's fighting out. And the straight crashing BDM anti-air to close out round number 1 for Travis Styles.
That was just an excellent play from Travis. So showing patience, which I think is a good key against G, because G is a glass cannon. He is all offense. Good punish. That was a big mistake from Llama there, going for a big read that didn't quite work out.
But look at this meter building up on Llama's side. He's going to have critical art on deck relatively soon. He just needs to build up some of that G charge to try and have a game here against Travis.
No. I think Travis is doing an excellent job of standing at a space where Llama is just afraid of going for that G charge.
That's right. And Travis is reacting
but don't worry about it.
But here comes Llama. A chance now for Llama. He's going to get the corner carry.
Look at this carry.
All right, we're going to see a command grab here. No, Travis waking up with the buttons again. He knows he's so good waking up with that target combo. Baits out the field.
That Travis. One more hit.
That's not going to be enough. Doesn't go for the overhead. Goes for the dash low. Doesn't bite. A Wild Llama with the last one. And Travis doesn't finish his plate. A Wild Llama's got to make something, but Travis checks the dashboard. And a Llama goes down. It is 2-1 to Melbourne Avant.
Wow, that was just like we were talking about how strong Space Ghost is playing. That was the exact same thing, but this time on order side from Travis Styles. That was just a controlling match, and I said he might not have that experience, but he very quickly proved me wrong, because his spacing and understanding of where to stand to make G sort of almost optionless was excellent. He stood at a range where Llama was trying to go for that G charge, but just couldn't quite let it out, as we're going to see in these highlights.
Travis is very good at standing at a range and reacting to whatever you do with a very well-timed dash punch.
But this start of the game was just filthy. Just this first little sequence here, like he almost perfected him in 10 seconds.
89 seconds, and you're already stunned in the corner against Travis's Balrog. I mean, that has to make you lose a bit of heart there in the opening game, Tom.
Home Semper, G is a character that only ever needs one hit to get going, and that's why with here he goes. Like, look at this corner carry on this combo right here.
Look at the damage, and so much of G's damage comes from this V trigger now. He's got Travis in the corner, and Travis just waking up there with a 3-frame, I believe it is, target combo. Just getting himself out of the corner very efficiently. Massive damage here on the dash punches, and really leaving Llama with no options. He unfortunately fails to finish him off there, but Llama just having no options.
G without V trigger and no presidential charge is not a very scary character, which I think Travis played that matchup to a T. Alex. He contained the V trigger, and then he stood at a range where he couldn't go for the president charge and level up, which I think that showed a level of G experience that I haven't seen from anybody else in the country. So I guess this is why we call Travis possibly the best person in the arena.
That's why he's here at the Gfinity Elite Series. Now, these two are going to stay in the hot seat. We're going to have a rematch between Travis Styles and Wild Llama. But before we go to that, we're going to head across to Visna and Luke for the debrief. What have you got for us, guys?
Yeah, let's have a look at how that played out so far. I think no one saw that coming at the start there from Avant. They absolutely trounced. ROF took down Rivers of Ghost there, and of course Space Ghosts in such good form this season, taking Bug, and Travis Styles coming through, keeping order in the game. Can he finish it against the Wild Llama again? Can he keep this going for order? We will find out after the break, guys. It's all happening here. Street Fighter 5, week 4 at the Gfinity Elite Series. We'll be back after this.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to the Gfinity Elite Series. It is Street Fighter 5 day. We are in the middle of the Melbourne Order and Melbourne Avant match. The Melbourne Derby, the scoreline so far reads 2-1 in favour of Avant. We're about to see a rematch of that last game at Krishna. Now, do you think, we were discussing this during the break, do you think a Wild Llama might change character for this one?
I think it might be a good opportunity to.
Yeah.
I know he can't really play his old characters on his current hitbox, the one that he just built, so he may have to borrow his stick from his friends, but that looks way, way too comfortable for my liking. I think he really needs something else. Travis
Who would he go? Who would he go?
Urian probably, I
Yeah?
would suspect. I think he just needs a little bit of something else. So the fact is, if you play a character that you're not really comfortable against or you don't know pretty well, you should be playing more defensive and more reactive and just taking your turn very gently. That's what Travis did, and that's what he did really well. He was just sitting, waiting, and then he kind of opened himself up, Llama did. So I kind of want to see him play someone that maybe has a little bit easier of a mix-up time against Balrog, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Right now, we're going to throw back to the casters. We're going to get back into it. Melbourne Avant versus Melbourne Order. It's time to fight.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live from the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena in Moore Park, and we are back for some top-of-the-ladder action here with Melbourne Avant and Melbourne Order clashing again. But here we are with Avant with a cheeky little 2-1 lead, Alex. How do you feel about that?
I think they're doing very well, and I think it's very well deserved, given rumours of Ghost play over ROF in the first game. And it'll be interesting to see if Wild Llama, as Krishna was saying, will switch characters here in this game to take on Travis Styles. I'd like to see a Urian out of him.
You reckon?
But again, with that hitbox, if he's trained himself to use the hitbox with G exclusively, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him, I think. I expect him to go with G again, just stick to your guns, because sometimes if you switch to a pocket, you'll end up regretting it more than you do succeed. And I see him as the type that's just going to commit with his character and let it rock. So let's look at what he's got, and yep, it will be G versus Balrog again.
G, the age-old tournament question, do I switch or do I stay with my main? And he looks like he's opted to stick to his guns here with G and his hitbox. Let's see if he can adjust from the previous game. That was a bit of a walkover, I have to say, Tom.
Yeah, it was. Well, I think he respected Travis a little bit too much, if I'm honest. He was playing at Travis's range. You got to just attack him. Like, you know, if Travis has the...
Look at that 50-50 cross under. All right, straight up the 50-50 cross under into the G charge. He's not screwing around, Tom.
No, well,
he's got that DLC costume as well.
Yeah,
I like it.
The cheeky Englishman, I like it. It's a nice little costume there. But look, we're seeing a much more aggressive Llama now. Get up for the counter hit. There's the President charge.
All right,
this is when he starts cooking.
All right, and he's got Travis locked down in the corner there already. Travis is quite happy to sit there in the corner and check your forward dashes with his crouching light punches. All right, here comes Travis now trying to swing his way out of the corner.
Oh, just catches him in the air with that EX rush punch, Alex.
A Wild Llama looks like he was going to give him a bit of enough room to hang himself there, but just didn't quite get away in time. Both players batting on life. 61 seconds left on the clock.
No conversion.
Big crush counter. Oh, he wasn't ready for that one, I don't think, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think so, but now here we go. Maximum President's ready.
Gets over here, and he catches Llama.
But he dropped his combo too.
Travis, both players dropping combos here, but he's going to make up for it here in the corner. Oh, and the sneaky instant overhead, the fuzzy guard.
Yeah, you see,
and Llama turning to his teammate. He was not ready for that one.
Well, it's interesting, and now that I think about it, of course that works.
It's a tall character.
Yeah, of course it worked. Why didn't we think of that? Why are we surprised?
All right, Travis, he's up 3 straight rounds here against a Wild Llama. You'll remember they played before the break. A Wild Llama's got to make something happen here, otherwise he's going to go down in 4 straight rounds to Travis Styles. And Travis is going to take the to a 2-4
no
lead.
punish! What is happening with these boys right now? It's getting a bit sloppy, Alex.
All right, 78 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, there we go. Nice punish on the wheel kick. You can't let Llama just start throwing stuff out in neutral, because that's when he starts disrespecting you. Good use of the anti-air.
Great anti-air from both players here now. All right, a chance now for Llama. He's got Travis in the corner. Travis activates. He's going to swing his way out of the corner here. And he's 4 for 4 on those overheads, Tom. And look at this corner carry. A massive stun of Wild Llama. There's the throw, and that's going to be it. And Travis Styles pops off. That's it.
Straight 2 rounds again.
My goodness, and I think he's learning something there from ROF. A bit of the teabagging action. I think he's got to behave himself. I think he's setting a bad example there, ROF.
No, well, I mean, that was a convincing.
He's a nice boy, Travis. You can't have those bad examples.
Can't let it rub off on you. You got to be
All right, well, Melbourne Advance are currently at 2-2 against Melbourne Order. They are tied. It looks like we may be getting to that 3-all tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm really happy for that.
I just want to handcuff them to the PlayStation and make them play there forever, Tom. But
yeah,
we can't do that. Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. And right now, let's have a look at the highlights in this match between Travis and a Wild Llama. And Travis looked like he had a Wild Llama number here, especially with his overheads. He was 4 for 4, didn't complete there, but manages to finish up with a V-trigger combo here. A devastating V-trigger combo there.
And that nice little fuzzy guard, that was interesting. But the thing is that this was a straight 2 rounds, but the thing is that Llama played a lot better this set than he did the previous one. He adjusted, but the thing is that I think Travis adjusted as well and turned to a more aggressive style. And Llama was still in the frame of mind to try and beat that patient Travis. And then here you see a very convincing 2-round take for Travis Styles.
One of the hallmarks of a great play is, of course, adaptation, regardless of whether your opponent wins or loses. And even if you do beat your opponent convincingly in the previous game, it's good to download whatever information you had, which, of course, Travis did and beat him very convincingly in this next match. We're at 2-2, Tom. It's going to be a rematch of ROF versus Rumors of Ghosts. This is the Titan again. Now, we had that fantastic read in game number 1 from Rumors of Ghosts to close out that first game. It looked like it was all over versus ROF.
Yeah, it did, but I mean, they've had a little bit of time now. I think ROF will have mulled over the matchup a little bit.
He's not going to be backdashing on wake up anymore.
No, he will not be. He will not be. But I think like ROF had a lot of things that he could work on in that matchup then from that one game alone. And I think that Rumors did a good job of punishing ROF's tendencies. So let's look for ROF to switch it up a little bit and try and adjust his tempo and see if he can play a bit more of an aggressive style rather than that backdash, throw the can down thing, because Rumors was just hard countering it.
That's right. Rumors likes to play a much more defensive birdie than ROF typically does. So ROF needs to speed it up, really get inside ROG's defensive zone. Let's see if he can speed things up here and put a win on the board, because he's lost both these mirrors he's played against ROG at Gfinity here. He's got to get a win, Tom.
Yeah, he does. And this is a very pivotal game. We are diving right into game 5. Whoever gets this goes up 3-2, and that is a massive place to be in a series like this.
And who better to decide the game than these two players here? All right, ROF in the black trunks, Rumors of Ghosts in the yellow trunks. Both players duking it out here in the neutral, trying to get something started, trying to get a confirm off their standing medium punches.
Ooh, that was an input error, I'd say.
That might have been a small input error for Rumors of Ghosts. He's going to get off lightly for that one.
Oh, he just gets
happy now. I think he might have done a crouching light punch there. Just ate the EX bullhead. All right, and as Rumors of Ghosts now, looks like he's having some trouble here. ROF just slowly pushing Rumors of Ghosts towards the corner there. Big crush counter. He's going to pay for that.
Good,
68 seconds left on the clock. Rumors of Ghosts is in trouble. All right, doesn't vibe with the crush counter there with the standing heavy kick.
Oh my God, V-trigger ready though. Feeding time ready. And also ROF's is almost ready now. So this could be anyone's game.
Rumors of Ghosts. He came back from this last time, Tom. He can do it again. Both slipping on each other's chance, trying to get something here set up. and they just he's slowly pushing Rumors of Ghost, Requiem of Fear towards the corner here.
I love that V reversal from ROF there. He's in a dominant life lead position. He doesn't need the V trigger.
That's right, and Rumors of Ghost looking like he's out of options here. He's going to have that critical art on deck soon. He does have that V trigger pop. 37 seconds left on the clock. He's going to make something happen. He's got a chance here. He doesn't capitalize.
He could have almost killed him then.
Yeah, so watch out for the Dolphin Dive, particularly an EX Dolphin Dive from ROF. He likes to sneak those in at the end of the game. Speaking of,
he dropped the punish.
He was ready for it. I like it, Tom.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my goodness, I don't believe it, Tom. What a confirm off the headbutt again. Is that going to be enough? It is! Oh, my goodness. My God.
He just did it again. We said
Did you see the look on Rock's face? Did you see the look on that man's face? Somebody clip that.
We said he would do it again, and then he just did it again.
That headbutt of his, Rumors of Ghosts, is on fire here today. All right, let's get back into round number 2. Finishing off round number 1 there with a bang, just stealing that round again from ROF. I don't think he can believe. I can't believe what's going on here.
The Dolphin Dive, that wasn't even EX, Alex.
All right, Rumors of Ghosts in the yellow trunk. ROF in the black trunks. ROS found himself stuck in the corner now.
Oh, here we go.
Now. He's going to EX bullhead to get out of dodge out of there in the corner. All right.
What just happened?
Both of them just slipping on each other's cans here. There's that backdash.
Yeah, he's mashing backdash a lot now, I think. I think RF might be on the back pedal a little bit here.
That's right. All right. Rumors of Ghosts in the yellow trunks. RF in the black trunks.
Is he dead?
Big crush down. That's it. RF does it again.
Rumors of Ghosts.
Oh, my goodness. 2-0 Rumors of Ghosts. The magic continues, Tom.
Oh, that's a clean 2-0 for Rumors.
What is going on? I think he's powered up from that moustache. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, he looks like the costume he's picking on Birdie. It's a spitting image.
My goodness, I'm speechless, Tom. He is. This is the best I've seen him play.
Oh, and he's got the bullhorn shoes on.
Very good, very good.
He loves it. Look at that big grin on his face.
He is winning so much here today.
Oh,
very well played by Rumors of Ghosts. What a true champion. And that's why he's here at the Gfinity Elite Series. Let's have a look at some highlights here from the second game here between these two titans. And look at the life deficit, Tom.
But the thing about this is that it looks massive, but the thing is, this is Birdie we're talking about. All he needed was one hit.
And where does the headbutt come from? Where does it come from? He just... I don't know, and that is why he is Rumors of Ghosts, and we are not.
Yeah, we are commentators. Just big brain reads from Rumors of Ghosts all day.
Galaxy brain reads from Rumors of Ghosts, and again, ROF fighting his way out of the corner here, trying every trick in the book. He thought he had that download on Rumors of Ghosts here after round number 1.
Big crush counter, and that is it.
Crush counter, and
all
like
over
Tom,
Red Rover.
It.
Oh, the shoe.
Man himself, Rumors of Ghosts, is here, ladies and gentlemen, at the Gfinity Elite Series. And he is playing out of his mind here. Street Fighter Sunday continues with the Titans of Street Fighter V playing here live at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena. Let's get into the next match, Tom. Who have we got?
We have Bug and Space Ghost. Now, this last game went massively in Space Ghost's favor. This was a strong showing from Space Ghost. So now Bug has to win. He does not have a choice if he wants to push this to Game 7, Alex.
No pressure at all on Mr. Bug there. It is all riding on him. If he drops this game, Melbourne Order will go down 4-2 to Melbourne Avant.
And we were expecting a 7-game series, but this is rather convincing here. This is, other than Travis Styles being Travis Styles, but this has been a rather convincing experience for the Avant Gaming, which almost showing already that these might be the new team to beat.
Melbourne Avant, this would be a huge upset if they were able to take it over Melbourne Order.
Would it really, though? Because, I mean, this is convincing.
It is convincing, but, I mean, a team with Travis and Roth and Bug, they're not an easy team to beat 4-2.
Oh,
but I tell you what, Melbourne Avant are here, and they're here to play, and right now they're up 3-2 over Melbourne Order, and Space Ghost is going to try to seal the deal. Once again, he's beaten Bug already once today. Let's see if he can do it again. And I have to say, Tom, he did beat him in straight rounds in very convincing fashion.
Yeah, no, Bug's going to have to change something up now. He has to fight for his life, and he's going to have to do it emphatically, because he just got washed last round. I'm going to be honest, that was a very convincing set. But here we go. I can almost see a lot more of an aggressive style from Bug out the gate here. So this is a good start, Alex.
All right, Bug doing really well, really getting on the front foot now. Turning up the aggression there. Oh, and that was a huge bait. That's going to be a start now. We're going to see an early yellow perfect here from Bug. Is it going to be enough? It's not.
Oh, no, not yet.
Not enough just yet. Is he going to go for a throw? All right, just goes for a throw. Space Ghost. He's going to pop that V-trigger, try and salvage what's left of this round. I like that flash kick to stuff the V-trigger.
And the trade.
I like it. All right, first round on the board for Bug. Bug keeping Melbourne Order on life support here at the Gfinity Elite Series.
Oh, just gets hit immediately by the Area X Kunai. Now, we were talking about how Bug has to adjust, and it looks like he adjusted.
And look at these normals here from Bug, and look at the way he's approaching from the air with the Kunai. Really really shutting down Space Ghost's anti-air game, and he's pressuring them with these frame traps and he's threatening with these throws. All right, Space Ghost now with a chance.
This is bad.
Target combo straight away from Bug. Bug is not going down without a fight, and that's going to be a stun. And Bug showing that Melbourne Order is not going down with a whimper. It's 3-all.
Oh my lord, Alex, that was the polar opposite of what we just watched in that first game.
Why couldn't he play like that in the first game against Ipcol?
What happened? Imagine.
Download complete.
Oh, man.
Download complete. All right, we're at 3-all here. Melbourne Order versus Melbourne Event. It could go any way here, Tom.
Yeah, and I think, well, this is the thing with these high-level players. This is why these are the best of the best, is that these two can, these guys can adjust. They had a couple of minutes to think about things and sort of consider where they are and where they're at, and they can just turn things around like we're going to see in these highlights. This is polar opposite to what you'd expect.
That's right, it was just a walk down. I mean, Space Ghost really kept Bug out with those sonic booms and the normals in their first game, and Space Ghost, I think Bug recognized that, really tried to get inside Space Ghost's sonic boom range and just really shut down as much as he could, getting him with those air kunais, not giving Space Ghost room to breathe at all.
This was just an excellent showing. I'm super impressed.
And look,
with
he's got
both
full
the
critical art on deck, and he's not put off at all. He's just going straight in. Fantastic.
Well, I mean, Guile is a character that kind of struggles with that comeback. He doesn't have a mix-up game like an Ibuki or a Birdie or whatever. So once you get a life lead like that as Bug, you're kind of free to attack and just go for the throat, which, I mean, Bug was already doing anyway, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. But that was such a convincing showing, which is so strange to me because previously Space Ghost took it out in such a convincing fashion.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm quite happy that Bug took it back in that game against Space Ghost, because what a match we have here to take out the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
It's ROF versus Rumors of Ghost once again for the third time. And this is ROF's third chance to try and take it against Rumors of Ghost here today.
Does it all matter? Do the previous games matter if ROF takes out the first one? Do they matter?
I mean, Rumors of Ghost has just played so well in those first two games. If he can take it a third game and take it for Melbourne Event here, it'll just be the cherry on top for him.
It would be, but it's interesting because ROF has gone 0-2.
I don't think ROF is ever going to come back.
Go home and never come back. So ROF has gone 0-2. Yet here we are at Game 7. This just shows how strong this order side is, Alex.
My goodness. All right, the weight of the world is on ROF's shoulders. Rumors of Ghost has played out of his mind here today. The magic continues. It's Street Fighter Sunday here at the Gfinity Elite Series as we go to the decider between Melbourne Order and Melbourne Event, both coming off strong wins last week. But right now, ROF is up against his toughest opponent yet. It's Rumors of Ghost in the yellow trunks, ROF in the black trunks. You can see here this game open.
Big jump in already, Alex.
Big jump in from Rumors of Ghost. He's off to a fantastic start. He's almost got a stun on ROF. ROF looks like he's opting to just press buttons there. All right, very brave neutral jump there in the corner. But he's found himself in the corner now. He's in trouble. 81 seconds left on the clock. Rumors of Ghost is off to such a good start.
This is just an impressive opening from ROF.
Fantastic punish on the sweep. You do not get any free sweeps against him. Oh my goodness, a crouching heavy punch against the full head. Rumors of Ghost is on a tear.
If he 3-0s him, man, this is more than this is one of the most convincing series of wins I have seen at the Elite Series.
This is poetry in motion, I tell you what.
Oh, another heavy punch.
They call him boring, they call him overpowered, but I tell you what, Rumors of Ghost making magic happen here today. ROF looks like he is seriously routed here by the level of play with Rumors of Ghost.
Oh, good anti-air, but it didn't quite land into the bullhead. However, ROF got away happy on
ROF, great empty jumping, confirms off the standing medium. It sniffs out the EX Dolphin Dive. That's going to cost him. Rumors of Ghost throwing down the can now. He's ready to close this out against ROF and take it for Melbourne Event. ROF's in trouble, trying to get something happen. No confirm. All right, here comes the V-trigger activation.
Nice V-reversal from Rumors there. He's got the life lead. He doesn't need it at the moment.
He's in serious trouble. Rumors of Ghost going to close this out. All right, there's the EX Dolphin Dive.
Dash up, command grab.
Rumors of Ghost is going to be able to take it off that ROF, going for his own sick read, but it wasn't enough. I think Rumors of Ghost can make those. All right, crouching light punch. ROF, I can't call it, Tom.
One more
touch. One more touch for Rumors of Ghost.
Dash up.
Okay. Here comes Rob. Oh my goodness, is that going to be enough? That's it. And ROF stays alive on life support with his own reads, Tom. I don't believe it.
He's just taking a leaf out of Rumors book and just going for the same thing.
All right.
We've only got one more round.
All right, one round. Rumors of Ghost can still take this. I'm not biased at all. All right, there's the X-Dolphin dive.
Almost for a speedy sweep, it looks like. But
All right, that's going to be a punish, all right, just with the crouching light
Yeah,
punch.
he can't get much off of that, funny enough. Birdie can't punish Birdie. That's why it's a bad matchup.
That's right.
Alex.
Oh, and look, 2 standing heavy punches to the face straight away. ROF's life is just melting away. 79
it
seconds
is.
left on the clock.
Oh,
and a
crush
huge crush
counter.
down and no free can for Eustace.
Oh, punish.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
there
going to be
it
a
is.
punish. ROF's going to pay for that. Rumors of Ghosts moving in for the kill now. Rumors of Fear have to be careful.
Okay, nice V reversal. You've got the life lead, Rumors. You do not need to take any risks
And
right
the
now.
focus on Ruff's face. This man knows it's all on the line here now. He cannot drop this round. Rumors of Ghost just has to hang back and win this round. He's got enough health.
Oh, I like that V reversal.
Rumors of Ghost, both players just stopping the back off for a bit here. Great jump over. I like the anti. Doesn't complete the combo. All right,
He can punish this.
going for an EX bullhead. All right. Oh, an EX double dive. But ROF sniffs it out. He's not dead yet. Rumors of Ghost still stuck at the border. Wake up buttons, ROF, with a chance still. Oh, he's going down the cap. And that's it. Rumors of Ghost has done it. Melbourne Event has taken it. 3-0 over ROF, and Melbourne Event has taken it 4-3 over Melbourne Order. I can't believe it, Tom. What a match.
That was...
Who would have thought we could get such excitement out of a birdie mirror?
I know. No, that was excellent play. That was
And Rumors of Ghosts, I think, deserves a round of applause for the level of play here today. And Melbourne Event has taken it to the Melbourne Order to show who are the Titans here at the Gfinity Elite Series this week.
I think so. I think, to be perfectly honest, I think this is what Avant wanted. I think they wanted this mirror match because you can see that ROG Rumors has been putting in a ton of work to understand ROF and get a handle on the mirror. And like that was, I mean, ROF's ROF and took it back at some stages, but that was pretty convincing, Alex.
Yeah, it was very convincing. We see here in round number 1, Rumors of Ghost with a sizable life lead in the opening round here. ROF just trying anything to get out of the corner, and a great punish on that sleeve.
Oh, that was amazing. There's just the understanding of the mirror here and how he needs to play against not just Birdie, but ROF was just such an excellent display of character knowledge.
Yes, and usually people struggle in the mirror matchups. I have to say they struggle against playing against their own character, and you can see here just the breadth of knowledge here for Rumors of Ghost, punishing everything, particularly those sweeps, which are really difficult for a lot of characters.
Yeah, they are a lot of characters because it reaches very, very far, and Birdie is a character that can get maximum damage out, but ROF wasn't going to lay down. This is a massive life lead scenario, and Rumors almost killed him. This is one hit away.
And ROF
is all over.
That's right, and ROF made a fantastic comeback here in the second round. It looks like it was all over for ROF, like he was going to go down straight rounds. Rumors of Ghost, which frankly would have been quite a big upset.
But then he hit him with his own trick, the dash up bullhorn, and then into the command grab.
Dash up bullhorn into the command grab, the ROF classic.
Yeah.
And a fantastic comeback there, but it wasn't enough here in the third and final round. And Rumors of Ghost just using that V reversal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That was my next point, actually.
Doesn't want to let ROF get anything started.
How strong his use of the V reversal was. He almost opted for it over the V trigger in a lot of scenarios, and then ROF had a chance there. He got the read, dodged the dolphin dive, just flubbed the button and didn't actually punish it, and that ended up costing him the whole game,
That's right, and ROF just backing off there, a bit unsure how to close it out there in the corner, and Rumors of Ghost taking advantage of that. Down goes the banana, but ROG brings out the chain and takes ROF in 2-1 in the final game of Melbourne Event versus Melbourne Order. What a blockbuster, Tom, we are getting our money's worth today.
Oh, my Lord, that was nuts. That was a very, very, very exciting set to watch, I think. And this is our first game of the day. We got 2 more, Alex. We got 2 more.
Hopefully we can get more games that go to 3 or to another tiebreaker. What a fantastic day. Street Fighter Sunday continues here live from the Hoyt's Gfinity Esports Arena. But before we get to the next game, we're going to throw back to Luke and Visna. What have you got for us, guys?
Crazy stuff. Season 2, so exciting here, just seeing these players popping off. Let's see how that match played out. This is what the scoreline looks like, guys. Epic stuff there from both teams. I mean, huge. Let's have a look at it right there. So, Rumors of Ghost. I mean, if you were ever curious why he was called Mr. G for himself, I think he proved it today. 2-1 there. Space Ghost, really strong form early, but then Bug flipped that later on, as we saw Travis Styles really representing for Order today. But yeah, and then, I mean, you can see it there right there, guys. Rumors of Ghost just bringing it home. My goodness, down to the wire a couple of times as well. Right now, we're going to cross to Ash, who's having a chat to Roth, to ROF. How's he doing, Ash?
How are you doing, ROF? That looked like a bit of a tough one for you. It was 3-0 against Rumors of Ghosts. What was happening for you?
In the first game, when I played against Rumors, the camera guy hit the monitor and it moved towards a particular angle. And you're done? Good. And it moved towards a particular angle where I was not able to see the screen at a certain, thing, because when you're looking at the screen from an angle, like the objects are very subjective as to where they are. And then I got hit, and then I think ever since then I just played on tilt. I wasn't punishing anything. I walked into a lot of normals, so I think I played really badly on my part.
So I guess that would be saying like mindset is very important in this type of game. And actually, speaking of mindset, I wanted to ask, so Travis Styles went up against Bug twice, back to back. I guess, I mean, sorry, Llama. Sorry. Yeah, so they went back to back. Do you think it's advantageous going back to back so close, or is it kind of nice to have a breather when you're versing that same person twice in a row?
When we were thinking of the 4th spot, we were sort of like, okay, it's probably going to be Rumors. So who should we play? So we're just like, okay, rock, paper, scissors, Travis Styles got it. So there was no thought process. We didn't really expect Llama to come twice in a row. We thought it was going to be completely different on the 3rd and 4th. But for Travis, he said it was fine playing both games. I don't really matters if you win or lose before that. It's just how you are and what mindset you're in while you're playing in that particular game.
Do you think that the matchups kind of worked against you today?
No. There's just something about Gfinity. Every single time there's an offline tournament, like where it's like best of 3, first of 5s, that kind of thing. I've been in Rumors every single time. So there's just something whenever I play in this stage, and I played really bad this stage. Plus the monitor getting hit really tilted me.
Yeah. So you'd say maybe LAN isn't your strong point when it comes to Rumors of Ghosts?
Oh no, it is. It's always LAN events. We're always sitting side by side when we play. It just didn't work out today.
Maybe this side is cursed. Anyway, thank you so much for chatting with me. I'll see you later on, maybe out in the audience.
No problem. Thanks for chatting.
No worries. Thanks, Luke. Back to you.
I believe if you look up salty in the dictionary, there's just a picture of ROF, guys. There you go. Now, at the desk right now, we have the captain of the winning team. Please make some noise for Mr. Gfinity himself. It's Rumors It Ghosts. Man, you are on fire this season, yeah?
Yeah, no, it feels like it's going well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't stopped smiling since you've walked down here.
Oh, look, I don't think I'll stop smiling for it. It's already starting to hurt. My face, oh.
I mean, a couple of those matchups with RF were really down to the wire, though. Did you feel the heat up there?
Yeah, look, when I do play ROF, our games are normally pretty close. Despite what he says, watching me at LAN events or whatever, like, offline, they're always close. And these kind of games, like, hey, you do feel the stress. Like, in the last moment, I think I took my hands off the stick. I could see they were shaking, especially when I knew that I dropped a round that I should have won. There were some moments where we were both getting sloppy, dropping combos and, like, punishes and just making mistakes. So, yeah, it does get stressful.
It's exciting stuff, man.
Well, ROF was talking about how they set up the order to go against you guys. Were you thinking about that as well? Because it ended up being everyone versing the same person, which I guess is probably what you guys prefer in the end. But how did you pick that out?
I think this is the first week that we actually put some real thought into the order. He did notice, obviously, that I have gone fourth and 7th in basically every Gfinity game we've played. This time I thought we'd mix it up and kind of throw them off, and I put myself first, 5th and 7th, and luckily, I guess that worked out. Those are all the games ROF was playing.
It was difficult to call for me because I wasn't sure. I felt like all you guys would have been comfortable with anyone. Did the matchups work for you? Is that probably what you wanted to get out of it?
I think, yeah, no, that was basically ideal. I think we're all comfortable playing each other, and we're all capable of taking games off each other. So it's just a case of, like, how do you feel like playing at that moment in time, whether you're being consumed by salt or tilt or whatever the case may be.
I see what you did there.
Let's get to some analysis right now of that match. I think we're going to start with the first matchup of ROF.
We're going to start with the first comeback that you made in that first round.
Yeah.
You were up against the wall for a little bit. How did you see your win condition about here?
I think the hardest part is here. It was me trying to deal with his cans. I labbed this out, like kind of like a response out in previous games that we played.
Yeah, I saw you try to do standing heavy punch.
Forward heavy punch.
Forward heavy punch,
sorry. Because crush counters, and it should be like, it has a good like forward reaching hitbox. But I was just a bit late on each one, and I just copped a punish every time. When we both drop the can, it's usually a race of like who gets hit by the can first.
Yeah.
So you have your own can left up. There's all these kind of like mini things that we're thinking about here. And then in this corner, I got lucky with a wake up button there. Oh, this is not.
You have to do it. I really love that reset, by the way, as well. I think that was a really nice decision. That one, though.
Sometimes you just have to bet it all on a bullhorn. I'm a firm believer in bullhorns, and you know, they save me every now and then. They cost me some games, but
I don't know if you know, but it was written on the bottom of your shoe when you put it up.
Oh, really?
Did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
That's so weird, man.
Yeah.
Where else are we going for analysis?
We're going in the same way.
Same place?
I wanted to take a look at the other game where you made that comeback as well, because it was really, I was kind of to lose in that point in time, and you were on pixel health with great life, and You did have one out, which was your CA, and you bet it all on that bullhorn.
Because like one of the big things about playing as Birdie is keeping track of his own meters. So here I know he has one bar. He's looking for either an EX bullhead or a dolphin dive. And I saw the dolphin dive, and I tapped up, but I think my stick just like hit back a bit, and I missed the punish on it. But luckily, again, bullhorn saves lives.
He went for the decision to go for the overhead at the end, and that pure little lucky for you. If you were on the opposing end, is that the decision you would have made as well?
I don't think I'd go for nearly as many like mid-screen overheads as he does, like mid-screen, like closer to mid-screen. That's just a difference in how we play. I think most people who watch us play know we play Birdie kind of like the yin and yang of birdies, the very defensive one and the very aggressive one.
It was so epic. I can't wait to see that matchup again. Honestly, everyone in here loved it. I loved it. Right now, it's Chris Nate's time to tell us who your MVP is for that match. Righto, who is the Astro MVP for that match, Chris? Now, who gets your points first? Yes.
1 point I'm going to give to Bug. I really like the adjustment that he made against Space Ghost. It was a really nice turnaround from him. My second point's going to go to Travis Styles. He really bounced back from his loss last week against Ghost Chips. Can you guess who my third one is? We've been talking about him for the last 5 minutes, so I guess it must be Rumors of Ghost, I think.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Congratulations again. Back on form as well.
Yeah. Feels good to be back. I think like it's just
another 4-3 as well. You seem to be really comfortable in that anchor spot, which really matters.
There's something about our games that we just feel more comfortable going down to the wire. We're just home there, I think. Yeah.
Do you feel like you play better under pressure when your team's underlined and they're relying on you and you need to bring it out? Do you feel like that helps you at all?
I'm not sure I play better under pressure. I just don't think the pressure gets to me as much. Because like I said, like I kind of zone out when I'm playing, and then I come back. It's like, oh yeah, like Gfinity.
Every game's the same for you.
Yeah,
it never matters.
Pretty much.
I like it.
Sweet
Congratulations.
Stuff. Well, congrats to Rumors, MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage at the Gfinity Elite Series. Now, speaking of Alienware, they're giving away a 15-inch gaming laptop during Season 2 of the Gfinity Elite Series. There are 9 ways to enter, and all the info you need to enter is on the Gfinity website, gfinityesports.com.au. The Alienware M15 is the thinnest and lightest gaming notebook they have ever made, and you could be the lucky one to get your hands on it, all thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. Now, preparation comes in all forms. It can simply be just getting in the mind zone, getting in the zone before you play, or it could be hours and hours of practicing. For Panda from Deceptors, he has a pretty novel way of preparing. It's Dare Drink It Through time.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
Okay, I don't know what this is or where it came from, but I feel like it's important, and I think that there's someone in there I can see ahead. Oh, hey, Panda, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just trying to relax, calm down.
So what is this? Did you make it?
I didn't make it. This is the 8th wonder of the world. It is an amazing monument to man's creativity.
Do you think you might add it to your pre-game routine from now on?
Oh, I don't think so. It might stir me up a little too much. Double espressos and espressos, it's too much for me.
Well, you had a couple of losses in the last few weeks, but how does it feel knowing that if you win today, it might improve your chances to get to those finals, those all-important finals, and has it changed your preparation at all?
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
But are you feeling zen?
I am one Zen Ken.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
I'm looking forward to this match now. That was intense.
This next game.
Yeah, right. He's in the zone. Perth Ground Zero and Brisbane Deceptors are this next match. Perth have only won the one match and are coming in with Sio, Rups, while Freezer makes a return to replace Ghost Chips, who smashed Travis Styles in both games last week. Shame he's not here this week. But what do you reckon of that lineup?
It really is a shame that he's not here this week. But this is still a very strong lineup, and I really like the addition of Freezer coming back. I think his Alex has something to play into this lineup as well. Seo returning as well. I really want his Ibuki to maybe step up a little bit more than it has been in a couple of weeks, and I think he can do that against this lineup.
Yeah, exciting stuff. They'll be taking on the Deceptors, who are without a win after 3 weeks of competition. They have to win today. They put an unchanged side that went down 4-0 to Chiefs last week. That's Panda, Mont, and Robbie Slar. What do you think of their chances?
This is probably the most important game for them of the season. I think this is probably, I want to say quote-unquote, easiest game for them to maybe grab these points. And in this head-to-head, going into the playoffs, this is probably the one they really need to get, because I don't think they can rely on beating Raw next week and Ground Zero stuffing up somehow. I think they really, really need to get this win today, and I think Panda's going to be a big part of that as well.
And I mean, they're all great players. It's really going to come down to the matchups, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. Because I want to see, because like I've said in the past couple of weeks, Panda really being the anchor for that team, and then Mont and Robbie only have to get that one game and drive them to 7 games, which I'm hoping that we'll get to see today.
Well, we'll find out in just a sec. Let's get these teams out here, guys. So please go absolutely nuts for Perth Ground Zero. Seo, Freezer, and Rups. taking them on today. It's a do-or-die match. Give it up for the Brisbane Deceptors. Mont, Panda and Robbie Slar. Righto, fellas. Freezer, you feeling confident going into today's match?
I'm feeling confident, but this is the first time that my team and Robbie's team are playing, the two Alexes, so it's going to be interesting, I think.
He's firing up. He's trying to physically get it. You chill out, bro. Chill out. Now, Robbie, how are you feeling going into this?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I think Ground Zeroes is my favourite team outside of Brisbane Deceptors. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for this match.
Come on, guys. Get at each other a bit. You're too nice. The differences between teams in this league is amazing. Let's have a look at the matchups right now, you lovely boys. This is how it's going to play out. First match up of the day in this all-important second matchup. We got, yes, Freezer taking on Robbie Slar. Big one there. What's coming up next? Matchup number 2, CO taking on Panda, who, as we see, is chilled and in the zone. What's coming up in matchup number 3? Rups taking on Mont. Sweet matchup number 4. Freezer taking on Robbie Slar again. Now, Robbie Slar, how do you feel about this matchup?
A bit nervous. Mirror matches are always a bit...
No pocket characters coming in today?
No. I mean, unless Freezer's going to.
Thoughts? Pocket character, or are we seeing a mirror?
No
Don't want to say. Yeah, keep something private. I like that. Okay, matchup number 5. Here we go. Have a look at the screens, fellas. What's up? CO taking on Panda. Matchup number 6. Rups taking on Mont. And if we get to the all-important matchup number 7, it's going to be Rups taking on Panda. Okay, this is a big match for both teams. Get out of here, fellas. Get in the zone. Get prepared. It is all kicking off here. If that first match is anything to go by, this is going to be some huge Street Fighter V gameplay. Don't go anywhere. Come back real soon. Gfinity Elite Series. See you in a minute.
Coming up, Perth Ground Zero go head-to-head with Brisbane Deceptors.
We're just kicking a man while he's down. No, Deceptors, they're used to losing, so it's not really going to be like anything too different. I think they'll cope with the loss well.
I don't think we'll be incredibly shaken going forward. There is some pressure that we should get points on the board, but at the same time, we have full confidence that we will get points on the board. I think we've fought the hardest teams first, and they're gradually getting easier. Yeah?
You're watching the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
Welcome back to Street Fighter V here at the Gfinity Elite Series. Now, if you want to be an elite top-tier player, Alienware will give you the edge on your path to pro.
I'm Chris Nassiv, Street Fighter analyst for the Gfinity Elite Series. I'm here to guide you on your path to pro,
thanks to Alienware. With only 3 rounds to adapt to your opponent, learning in advance how they play gives you a significant advantage. Researching an opponent can be divided into 2 parts. The first part is analysis and theory. The second part is executing on that theory. When analysing, you're looking for their first instinct. How do they start rounds? What do they do on their first knockdown? Context of when they jump. How do they try and escape the corner? How do they try and pressure you? Part 2 is executing on what you learned. This is where having a training partner can be super effective. It's important for them to emulate as close as what you might face in a real match. Confidence is gained by the way that you practice. If you expect to face a certain playstyle or character, the more you face that situation, the more comfortable you'll be when it matters. Best of luck on your Alienware path to pro.
Thanks, Krishna. I might even try to stop just button mashing now and actually get good at the game. Hey, let's talk about this next matchup. Do you favour a team here?
I want to slightly favour Deceptors, just a little bit. I mean, Robbie's one of my favourite people in the world, and I think he's going to have... I think this is probably the matchup he'll be on. I know he said he didn't like the mirror, but I think when it comes down to mirror matches, it's less about knowing the character, because you play that character, and it's more about learning what that playstyle is, what they're going to be like, and how they're going to use the tools that you know well, and how do you punish your own tools. So I'm interested to see that part of it as well.
So you think it favours Robbie more than it favours Freezer, that matchup?
I think Freezer might take that out, but I'm going to rely on Deceptors with the advent of having Panda on that team. I think he's such a strong asset for them. So I really want to see him step up today, and it's going to be really important for him to take down Seo and later Rups. That's going to be a hard one as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if that first match wasn't anything to go by, I think we're definitely going to see some players popping off. It is awesome here at Week 4. Everyone is playing at the next level. So, over to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Good conversation, I got here.
Thanks, Luke. Game day continues here at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena as we kick off Week 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series. And Perth Ground Zero take on the Brisbane Deceptors. Hi, I'm Alex Hart. I'm here with Tom Scott. Tom, the Brisbane Deceptors and Perth Ground Zero, what are your thoughts?
This is one of the most important matchups of the season, I think, which is interesting because it hasn't got a Titan like Avant or Order in there, but this is massive for the ladder and where teams are going to play. So you're going to see 2 of these teams here but fighting their absolute hearts out because this is playoffs. Playoff aspirations are on the line.
And we're going to see an Alex mirror, Tom. What do you think about that? It's going to be Freezer versus Robbie Slar. I have to say, I think Freezer might have the edge. What are your thoughts?
I think that Freezer has the edge because he has a better history of placing well in tournament. He has more offline experience. However, Alex is a very explosive character, and he relies heavily on coming back with that V-trigger of his. So honestly, it can go either way. It's just going to be who gets that first convenient hit and who can make the most of their opportunities.
It all comes down to that V-trigger activation with Alex, really, doesn't it? We've also got another interesting match with Panda versus Seo. Now, Panda obviously is going to be using his trademark Ken, I presume. He's going to be going up against Seo Ibuki. This is an uphill battle for Ken. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it is. Ken's a fairly honest character, as the fighting game community likes to call it. A character that isn't very good at out gimmicking your opponent or mixing them up. He sort of has to play straight. And then Ibuki is the queen of the mix-up with that V-trigger 2, the Fuma Shuriken.
And Seo has a lot of them.
Yeah, no, he is quite the lab monster, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes for Panda. He's going to have an uphill battle, that is for sure, Alex.
The amount of 50-50 mix-ups that man has labbed and that he has on his Twitter account in particular, he should be ashamed of himself.
Hey, you know, man, you got to...
Not that they need to nerf Ibuki next season or anything like that. I'm not insinuating that at all.
Who would say that? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Incent reward time, and you can earn yourself some currency by heading to gfinity.incentloyalty.com and entering the drop code that will appear on your screen in a second, GSTUN, on the website there to get paid, Alex.
Get paid. I like that, Tom.
But if you think you're going to miss the action, don't worry about it, guys, because you can watch it live from that reward site. So get on it now, because it is an amazing opportunity, Alex.
All right, that sounds fantastic. And Rups versus Mont. What are your thoughts about that, Tom? We got 2 grapplers. Rups is a very explosive player. Mont, of course, has had a record of, I believe it's 6-1s or something. He's been here since he's at Gfinity, since he started at Gfinity.
Yeah, he has had a very, very good run. I think Laura is a character that suits well to this format, a very quick and explosive character that, like I said, is very, very strong in the Gfinity format. But the thing is that Rups' Mika is identical to that. And I think that Rups is a more experienced player and Mika is a bit stronger of a character at the moment. So it is going to be a war of the mix-ups and of the command grabs. But I think the onus is going to be on Mont to make something happen there.
The onus is going to be on Mont. And, of course, Peter, he likes to finish off his games with that EX Rainbow type food.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to the command grab very often. He goes to the command grab a bit less. He tries to, I guess, he does tell me that he's a fan of the way Fudo plays, and he does try and emulate that ground game a bit, despite Mika being a very command grab heavy character. But I'm really looking forward to that matchup as well. I can't call it. I think Monst got his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to play Mika myself, and I think that the best way to play that character is to not rely on the mix-up. It's to play a very...
Oh, you were a filthy Mika player in Season 1. Oh, Tom. All respect I had for you is gone.
Oh, come on, man. She's the best.
Next you'll be telling me you played Chun-Li in Season 1 as well.
Oh, no. God, no. Come on. I have a sliver of self-respect. No, but Mika's a character that I think the best way to play her is with a solid core. The way that I always taught people to play Mika is don't worry about the mix-ups, don't worry about the V-trigger, don't worry about the command grabs. Learn how to play her as basic as possible, because then if you build that dirty core around a solid ground game, that's when she becomes a terrifying character, and that's why Fudo is one of the best players in the world, and why Rups is one of the best players in the country, because they have this control and the patience. They can outplay you without the command grab.
That's right.
And that's why Rups slides it in as a killer so often, because it does like 240 damage. It's nuts, which it makes it an excellent finishing tool when people aren't expecting it.
And I have to say, just from a player perspective, Rups is a real asset to Perth Ground Zero, because he's one of those rare breed of players where even if you beat him 100-0, he'll still tell you where you went wrong. He'll say, hey, my target combo is, -4 or whatever it is. And you're not punishing that. You're not punishing this, or it's your turn here and you're not taking your turn there. You're giving me too much respect here. And that's what's really fantastic about him as a player. He has a passion for the game, and he has a passion for those around him getting better at the game, which is really, really rare to find. Most people are just there to win, and when you're not doing something, they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you when you're doing it wrong. They don't want to tell you if you've left something out. They just want to beat you and keep beating you every single time. But Peter, he will tell you where you went wrong, and he will help you get better. And that's one of the finest qualities in a player that you can have.
Yeah. It's an excellent quality to have, and I think it also speaks to his fearlessness. He's a very aggressive player, and he's willing to just walk at you. Like, he can be at a 85% to 5% life deficit, and he will just walk forwards. He will just keep wandering at you. And speaking of that kind of tempo, I believe we're going to have a look at some footage from the final game and final round from ROF and Rumours of Ghosts here, just to have a look back at how amazing this last set was, because I want to go back to it and just talk about how well Rumours demonstrated knowledge of ROF as a person, which is what Krishna was talking about in the Path to Pro.
I tell you what, Tom, it certainly came along. Rumours of Ghosts came along, looked like he was a lot better. Looked like he was much better prepared, for ROF than ROF was for Rumours of Ghosts. You can see here Rumours of Ghosts in the yellow trunks, ROF in the black trunks, and Rumours of Ghosts, like he said, he's really labbed what he can do as a response when ROF throws down that can. You can see here we've had the chain, we've had the EX Dolphin Dive, we've had the charged heavy punch as well. Really just fantastic responses to these can. He wasn't able to have a response every single time, but it's enough to put the fear of God into your opponent.
Exactly, and that's when ROF started becoming a bit backdash heavy, and that's how Rumours got away with those bullhorns on his wake up and things like that, is by showing him that I am aware of what you're doing, now it's your turn to adapt to me. And ROF just sort of panicked and got frazzled a little bit, and then they just basically threw it away. And I can't say enough how impressed I am by this play, because it was just controlling. It was just oppressive, but not in a way. He mixed up the angry, aggressive unga bunga sort of birdie, and then the patient, understanding your opponent and punishing their mistakes kind of birdie. It was the perfect balance of both, and I think that is the right way to play that character, Alex.
Absolutely, Tom. All right, the action continues here at Street Fighter Sunday, but before we get into the next match, we're going to head back to Luke and Krishna. What have you got for us, guys?
Yeah, just having a little chat, guys. I think the problem was Rumours of Ghosts and ROF just played too hard. The machines have got to have a little break. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were just going too intense. It was too much.
I'm not allowed to say any bad mouth about ROF anymore.
Oh, okay, very cool. He's pulled himself back. Nice one. Hey, let's talk about this next matchup a little bit more. Let's talk about Deceptors and Ground Zero. You are favouring Deceptors at the moment.
Slightly. I mean, it's literally one that can go either way. Just like before in the last series, I couldn't really pick it. Even after we saw the order, I can't really pick it. So I'm not really... I'm scared for both the teams. But in the overall standings, it's really important for Deceptors to make this game, because I think they'll probably have a good chance against Raw next week. But again, I don't think they want to rely on that. I really don't think so. And Ground Zero look a little weaker than they did Season 1, I think. I think maybe the teams were still adjusting back then, and now they've all clambered in. They got a lot more 4 and 3s last season as well. That was really getting them the bonus points that secured them that 4 finish. but now they're looking a little teetering on the edge. They really haven't come in with those 4-3s. Maybe it's the absence of Dookie, could be that as well. But it's really about wanting to know where they're looking to next. And I really lament the fact that Ghost Chips isn't here again. That could make this team a lot more stronger and make it a little bit more secure to get those final placings.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I mean, look, let's talk about Deceptors a bit more because, look, they really are all amazing players. It's quite unusual they haven't had a win yet this season, isn't it? Considering how strong they are as individuals.
Yeah, like I pointed out earlier, I think Raw and Deceptors both got a lot of good gains when they got picked up from the draft and things like that. And especially when you look at Panda, who came first in the draft. And being on the stage, he's performed exceptionally well, I think, despite the fact that they haven't won that many series so far. And you kind of need that. I think they were missing that from last season. And I think now that we have these teams a little bit more prepared, more looking into it, I can sense that they're trying to get into it a bit more. And they'll know what to fix for next season as well, I think. They'll know what they're looking for. They know what they're after. I really, really need Robbie to come in and practice a lot more. He is practicing a lot more. That's the wrong terminology. But I think I said this on the midweek report when I was talking to Jim, and Robbie doesn't want to be a personality or just a personality. He wants to be known, I'm a very strong player, you need to fear me when we go in tournaments. And I know the effort that he puts into his work and how much he wants to build that up and how much he wants to prepare for these, because these are really important to him.
Definitely. Well, we will see if that pays off right now. I think there's a lot of people in the crowd who hope it does. Brisbane Deceptors or Perth Ground Zero. Give both teams a round of applause. We are ready to play. It's time to fight. Over to you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are diving into our second set of the day here live at the Gfinity Hoyts Esports Arena, and we are up for an action-packed one. We have Ground Zeros versus the Brisbane Deceptors, and up first we have the Alex Mirror. We have Robbie Slar and Freezer, the two Alex players, going at it straight away.
I never thought I'd see an Alex Mirror in Pro Street Fighter, Tom.
It's an uncommon sight, but there are actually a fair few Alexes in Australia. It's an interesting thing. He's a rather popular character.
Surprisingly popular character in Australia. A holdover from Third Strike. Freezer's ready to roll, and of course you may remember Freezer's fantastic game against Burnout Fighter back in Season 1 when he parried Burnout's V-reversal. Let's see if we can see some more magic from Freezer this round. Let's get into it. Game number 1, Perth Ground Zero versus the Brisbane Deceptors. It's going to be Robbie Slar versus Freezer.
We got to just keep in mind here that this is a mirror match, so keep a check. Robbie is in the green trunks, and we have Freezer in the orange trunks, so just watch for that.
That's right, all right. Freezer opting to play a very conservative game opening up here. He's got about a 50% life lead on Robbie Sly here at the moment. Great sweep here from Robbie. All right, Robbie trying to get something started here now. V-trigger activation. This is going to be big damage. Robbie following up now. No buttons from Freezer.
Parry! Oh, he didn't punish though.
Oh my goodness. What is okay? And
goes for the
pull it up. Big parries. We got parries of parries here. All right, Freezer's going to eat that damage here from Robbie. What a wake up EX command grab. Freezer is not screwing around. All right, one more. And Robbie does it. He takes it in round number 1.
That was an absolute mess, Alex, but God, I enjoyed casting that.
Oh, goodness me. That was Robbie in round 1? That was Robbie in round 1, just to make sure. Okay. Robbie has got round 1 here at Gfinity. All right. Robbie trying to continue in round number 2 here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a 2-0 on the Alex Mirror. That would be big for his confidence going forward.
That's right. Both players sparring with a slash elbow here in the neutral. And Freezer opting to back off just a little bit, trying to bait something out of Robbie.
Catches
big jump in from Robbie, catches the dash in. That's right.
Here we go again. I'm too far for the conversion.
All right, here comes Robbie. Freezer has to be careful because Robbie has got that parried on deck.
That's bad.
Big jump in from Robbie. All right, that's going to hurt Freezer.
And that is going to be
that's going to be it. And Robbie is going to go down in round number 2.
Oh my lord! It is quick rounds, Alex.
That's right. It is now a 1 round apiece here, Tom.
And look, this is back and forth. Either of these two could get it right now. However, Robbie would be okay with losing that round on a critical art because now he's going into it with almost 3 bars. So if he gets an early conversion, he can take a massive life lead.
That's right. Big dive from Robbie. All right, Robbie in the green trunks. He's got critical art on deck. Big crush counter lariat. That's going to hurt Freezer. He dropped Freezer with a backflip in the corner.
Lord.
All right, caught Robbie jumping back there in the corner. Robbie's in trouble. Freezer turning up the volume now. Big parry from Freezer.
Oh, he missed the punish. He flapped it.
All right, here comes Freezer. There's a parry there from Robbie. Freezer's in trouble now. It's another hit turn in the corner. Big swing from Robbie. All right, Robbie's in trouble now.
Critical art.
Back and forth. There's a critical art. I don't think this is going to be enough to kill Tom.
No, there's going to be one more hit. We're going to see one more hit, but then Alex gets a mix-up situation here. Robbie's going to have to guess.
All right.
Good block. Goes for the stop.
All right. Robbie's in trouble.
Anti-air.
All right, Robbie trying to close it out now. Freezer with a big standing roundhouse, but it's done. And Freezer closes it out to take it against Robbie Slar. Very well played, I have to say, Tom. That was a back and forth now, but I don't know which way that was going to go.
That was a
Once they pop their V-triggers, it's back and forth.
I don't know what's
happening. So hard to follow.
I couldn't tell which one was which because, like, one of them parried the other, and then they went through him somehow, and then punished the parry with another parry.
Parries of parries. We got those here at Gfinity.
Oh my lord.
Parries of parries. They're a bit more. They're a bit faster than Birdie, aren't they, Tom?
Yes, yeah, I think so. A little bit. You know, got to adjust our speed as casters a little bit here.
That's right. All right. Let's have a look here at the instant replay here, and you can see Robbie in the green trucks here getting an early lead with the crush counter sweep. Tries to get another crush counter with the lariat. You can see him pop the V trigger here and really turn up the pressure here on Freezer. Freezer tries to answers back, but a parry from Robbie Slar, and then an answer from Freezer straight away gets big damage. Here comes the big swing, and Robbie answering back with his own parry there from Freezer's big swing. It's not enough to close out the round here against Robbie.
What a wake-up option! Why would
he did that against Burnout in season 1. It still works.
I cannot believe, because like that doesn't have any invulnerability properties at all. Freezer is just playing pure hard.
A very, very gutsy read. And you can see here the critical art by Freezer here to close out round number 2 against Robbie Slar. Freezer going into round number 3 with no critical art here. A great parry there from Freezer. Robbie catching him jumping back there perhaps a little bit.
Parry again from there's good matchup awareness here from these two. You can see they know how to counter their own character. This is what Krista was saying in the Path to Pro, is knowing you're understanding your own character and then implementing those strategies leads you to be such a strong player, and that's why these two are on the stage.
That's right. And you can see here Freezer just trying to close it out here against Robbie. Takes the EX stomp there, excuse me, here, and just closing it out here. Robbie's in trouble, and there's the punish on the standing roundhouse. And Freezer takes it home in the first Alex Mirror here at Gfinity. Robbie breaking our hearts once again.
He gets so close every time. I swear one day he's just going to wake up and like his hair's going to change color and he's just going to go to Shin Robbie and he's never going to lose again.
Shin Robbie, that is something I would like to see. But we're going to have to save it for another day. We're going to go to our next match now. It's going to be Sio versus Panda. This is going to be an uphill battle for Panda here with Ken. A very difficult match versus Ibuki. And of course, Sio plays a very rushdown heavy Ibuki. It's going to be difficult for Panda. Panda has one of the finest defensive games in Street Fighter V, I have to say.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's a very... He has that factor that I was talking about with Rumors of Ghosts, where he can be patient and then he can just play like a nut. He's very, very good at mixing it up.
All right, let's get into it, Tom.
I think that's his strength here, though. I think that ability to switch up the pace. He's going to have to try and catch Sio off guard and avoid getting caught in those Fuma Shuriken mixes.
And he has to be aware of when Sio is going to go to that V skill during block strings and jump over him.
Jump over, like there it is there. Look, and Sio almost already has 1 bar of V-meter. There it is, and he's only lost like 30 health.
That's right. All right, Panda, a bit of a life deficit here, but he's going to get a punish there. Running forward now, doesn't go for the throw, doesn't get the meaty. Sio just opting to back off now. Both players about even on life. We're down to 70 seconds left on health. Sio has full V-trigger on deck. Ready to go.
It is.
Speaking of, great confirm after crouching medium kick there, Tom. Here comes the
he missed his mix-up, though.
And perhaps a little bit of an uncharacteristic drop there from Sio. Doesn't capitalize on the 50-50. That was a big opportunity that he lost there, Tom.
Yeah, no, it looked like he just flubbed it a little bit and didn't quite get the side switch he was looking for. However, this round is not over. He has a life lead.
That's right. And
catch the run. Good job by Sio there.
All right, and you can see here just using the light Tatsu on wake up there to get out of dodge. All right, here comes Sio trying to close it out on Panda. No. Panda popping his own V-trigger now, becoming a big threat to Sio. He's only got about 20% health left. He's got to make something happen here if he wants to close out round 1.
He almost does, but Sio almost has another V-trigger, Alex.
That's right, 35 seconds left on the clock. He's got to make sure Sio doesn't stay alive to get another V-trigger. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very difficult round.
Good anti-air.
Great anti-in. All right, there's the second V-trigger. This is Sio's game to win now. Great blocking from Panda. Sio doesn't go for the throw.
That might be it.
That's it. Sio closing out round 1.
Oh, man, that was such an opposite of what we've experienced all day, but I'm just loving this slow pace. Right. These two are just playing really good footsies with each other.
Sio very, very spoiled with 2 V-triggers there. Of course, Ibuki has one of the best V-triggers in the game, if not the best.
And the best V-trigger building as well.
That's right, and she gets 2 of them in that 1 round there. And Panda's going to have to work on his defense now. He's going to have to stay alive this round to make sure that Sio doesn't take this game in straight rounds. Speaking of defense, he's already down to about 10%, 20%. There's the stun. And Sio finish it with a critical art just to rub it in, sending Panda home in game number 2.
And another patented pop-off from Sio there. He just can't handle himself, can he? He's an excited fella, isn't he?
That's right. And Perth Ground Zero up 2-0 over the Brisbane Deceptors. I'll tell you what, Brisbane Deceptors came off a very sore loss last week. They lost 0-4 to the Sydney Chiefs, and we do not want to see them go down 0-4 a second time here against Perth. Ground zero, but right now, it's time for Peter Rapubblezorg, the man we know and love. Oh, before we go to that, I'm sorry.
Don't get too excited.
I'm getting too excited. My man Peter's up on stage, and you can see here, Sio using this V trigger.
But he just flubbed it a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there, and that is, like you said earlier, very uncharacteristic of him. Panda just showing here how solid he is with this strong anti-air game and strong footsies game. But Sio was just playing a little bit unco, and I think it's holding off guard.
Yeah, Sio has 50-50 setups for days. If we see him play again in this match, Deceptors versus Ground Zero, I think we will see a lot of degenerate Ibuki action on screen. But it's a bit too early for that now, and he's not going to need it. He gets the early stun on Panda and finishes it off with a critical art to take Perth Ground Zero up 2-0 over the Brisbane Deceptors. We're going to get into the next match now. It's going to be Rups versus Mont. Mont, of course, has a stellar record here in both Season 1 and Season 2 of Gfinity. He's playing Laura, a character we don't see very often anymore, but fantastic in first-to-one sets.
Oh, yeah, no, she used to be used a lot in Season 2, but going into Season 3, she copped the nerf bat a little bit, and it's sort of a lot of guys dropped her for other mixed-up characters like Abigail or Mika even, like Rups is playing right now. But Laura's still a very, very strong character if she can get her mix-ups going.
Yes.
But the thing about that is it's an if, because her V-trigger is now a 3-bar V-trigger. It's a bit better.
Oh, hang on.
But,
What do I see on screen?
No, the people haven't seen it yet. Don't leave it away.
And here we go. We've got Rapubblezorg with Abigail on screen. The big body damage. And Peter has gone for full Galaxy Brain against Mont. He's not confident with his Mika ground game.
This is interesting. I think Mika beats Laura. I'm not sure why he went for the...
Only Peter knows. Only Peter knows.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited.
All right, here we go. Peter bringing out the big guns with his sub-character Abigail. Mont's got his work cut out. He's got to be careful.
Drops the combo.
Oh, drops the combo. Those early nerves against Peter's Abigail. Peter going for that big boy damage early now. He's flexing on him. All right, that's going to be... Oh, misses the punish there, unfortunately. You can't let those slide. Cannot give any opening there. All right, both players trying to get a little bit of a read on each other now. You can see Abigail's got that 1 bar of meter. Peter's got that 1 bar to work with. If he does, he can go for that EX Abigail punch. If he does manage to get a convert, big crush counter damage. Just misses the follow-up. Here comes a command grab. Mont getting a taste of his own medicine here with the command grab.
This is some dirty stuff. Mont has V-trigger ready, though. He just needs one hit. Let's see if he gets it.
All right, here we go. Mont with the V-trigger active. V-trigger in play now. Rups has got to be careful. Trying to go for the parry. Second command grab. He's got one chance left. This could be a stun now. Rups desperately trying to get away. He's trying to jump out. All right, gets down with the buttons. It's not going to be enough to kill yet.
He's going to go for the sweep.
47 seconds left on the clock. Peter's trying to get back. He's trying to punch his way through the fireball.
Like the fireball.
Oh, and there's the huge charge punch. I like it, Tom. Round 1 to Rapubblezorg.
That was awesome. You see how he used the back like the fireball? That was such good.
It was like a deer in the headlights, Tom. Mont didn't know what to do.
This
was a game of chicken. But here comes Mont. He's turning up the volume now. Here comes that disgusting Mont pressure. But Rups is all over it. He's throwing him straight out.
He just hit him out of his sweep going for that V-trigger there.
All right.
Is this around?
Rups trying to get away. He's got one more chance left, and he's going to be a stun. And just like that, Mont answers back in round 2 with 79 seconds left on the clock. And Rups nods at the camera. He knows he got outplayed there, but he's got 1 round left. He's got full V-trigger on deck. Mont's got to be careful.
He just got mixed up there.
Full critical art, excuse me.
Yeah, you're right. Abigail can do about half your health bar. Oh, he probably could have got a combo there, but just didn't go for it. Went for the empty low and drops it, though. Now Mont is on fire.
And Mont going for these command grabs. Can we see a third one? He doesn't go for it. All right. Rups just something to sit there and blocks. All right, here comes Rups. Big boy damage down on deck.
Here we go.
Big crush counter. Mont's going to pay for that. 50% of his health gone already. He's got Mont in the corner now. Big charge punch. He's got one more. And that is it. Rapubblezorg's sub-character works out. That's it. Done. And Rups finishing off Mont in style, Tom.
I think we both just did the same thing. He threw him and we both just went, wait a minute.
I didn't think that was going to kill him.
Neither did I.
Wow. You don't mess with the big man himself. Abigail.
That was a good pick for
I tell you what, it was a very good pick. You know, I have to say it, his Abigail is not as strong as his Mika.
No,
Sub-characters never are, but he pulled it out, he believed in his choice, and it worked.
It worked. And now this is interesting, because like I said, I thought that Mika handles Laura fairly well. I thought that...
Well, you know what this means, Tom. Perth Ground Zero is out now 3-0 over Brisbane Deceptors. Are we going to see our first 4-0 here today?
Maybe, Alex. And it's looking like the Deceptors' playoff dream is just disappearing faster than we ever imagined it would.
It looks like Perth Ground Zero are killing that dream very quickly.
Yeah.
The next match we're going to have is Frieza versus Robbie Slav. But before we get to there, let's have a look at some of these highlights. And you can see here Rups close out round one with this great charged heavy punch. Tries to parry the mix-up here. And Rups just has so much, has so much health. You think you have the life lead against Abigail, you never do.
No,
Great confirm off that crouching short into the EX Abigail punches there.
The use of the back heavy punch to just reflect the projectile is so smart from Rups. And then Mont just gets caught, gear in the headlight.
That's right.
And it's just all over, which is so terrifying against those Abigail charged lists.
What other character can you do that with? You know, when Laura sends that fireball at you, you've got to get away. And you just punch that fireball off the screen. Just punch it off the screen. I don't care. I've got, what is that? What has he got? 1,100 health?
I think it's 1075.
1075, close to 1,100.
And look at this damage he gets.
Oh my goodness. And that cross-up is so hard to see. It is such a difficult angle. Shades of Street Fighter 4, and Peter knows he played well. There it is. Well done to Rups himself. Very well played. Perth Ground Zero are up 3-0 over the Brisbane Deceptors. We're going to see an Alex Mirror again. It's going to be a replay of Frieza versus Robbie Slav. The weight of the world is on young Robbie's shoulders here. He's got to bring it home for the Brisbane Deceptors to keep their playoff dreams alive as they are quickly fading, Tom.
Yeah, they are. They're disappearing quickly. Just like we're about to disappear off camera real quick because we're going to send it over to Luke and Krisna to have a chat.
Beautiful segue, Tom. Love that. Let's have a look at the score update so far. In this match that Krista didn't predict, I don't think anyone predicted to be this one-sided towards Ground Zero. 2-1. Frieza taking down Robbie Slav. 2-0. CO absolutely whooping Panda. And then Rups clutching that out against Mont. The all-important fourth game is coming up between Frieza and Robbie Slav. Right on the line for Deceptors this whole season. Plenty more live Street Fighter 5 action right after this short break.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Astro Headsets and Dare Ice Coffee. This is all coming to you live from the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena here at the beautiful entertainment corner in Sydney. Some sweet pictures we can see of how lovely it is here. If you want a great day out with plenty to do, get on the website, grab a ticket, and come and watch it all happen live. It's really heating up here towards the end of the season. Now, right now, just before we get back to the game, Ash is backstage with the Mosque from Raw and Shen Khan from Chiefs to get their thoughts on their upcoming Sydney Derby.
Damos, Shen Khan, we've got a big matchup today, Sydney versus Sydney. There's bragging rights on the table. Shen Khan, how do you feel about going up against Sydney Raw today?
Feeling very strong today. I believe Chiefs have the strongest lineup going in this season. and we should get the win easily.
I love the confidence. What about you, Demos? How do you feel going up against Chiefs?
Look, honestly, the match is the least of my concerns today. I'm here for one thing, that's to give back, and I've prepared a little gift. I've heard there's a fan on the opposing side today, and he's been sending me emails every day. I want to do a little nice thing for him here. Shen Khan, I'd love you to have this, a photo of your favourite player.
That is so sweet. Shen Khan, do you have anything in return?
Yeah, actually, I've just got it right over there. I'll go get it.
No worries, see you soon. All right, so if you guys get matched up against each other, do you have any concerns there?
Absolutely no concerns. It's more of like a little fun kind of matchup, you know? It's a star player versus his little fan. So it should be a bit of a fun time, so... Yeah.
But is there any player specifically on Chiefs that you think you really need to look out for? Is there anyone that you consider a bit dangerous?
ZG, above all. I'm absolutely terrified of the man, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, we will see how it goes. And Shen Khan is back. Shen Khan, what have you got, my friend?
Well, I thought this would be a nice return gift. It's quite exciting to get. So, there you are, Damos.
So you've signed it, right? Cool. Yeah.
Just good mates. Everyone's just good mates. Do you know what I mean? People don't realise we're all just good mates behind the scenes. Hey, let's get into this next match. Let's see how this plays out. It's all on the line for Deceptors. Game 4 coming up. Back to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gfinity Hoyts Esports Arena. We are in the entertainment corner, as Luke so eloquently put it, and we are up to a 3-0 in Ground Zero's favour. Alex, I didn't see this coming at all. We said it was going to be close.
I thought this was going to be a much closer match, and I tell you what, it's going to be up to Robbie Slar to save the Brisbane Deceptors from certain doom. Robbie, don't break my heart this time, not this week. It's going to be Robbie Slar versus Freezer in a repeat of game number 1. And Robbie's smiling. He's ready to roll.
Ready to go.
But Freezer is not about to let him get away with the win. He wants to take this to 4-0 for Perth Ground Zero.
Nice, clean victory, Alex. And again, just reminding everybody, we got Freezer in the orange trunks. We have Robbie Slar in the green trunks. Keep track of who's who, because mirrors can get confusing.
They can get very confusing once those V-triggers are in play. All right, and here we go into round 1. Robbie opening with an early flash elbow. Freezes straight into it with a command grab. Tries to catch him with a
nice
counter
whip
there.
punish, Robbie. Oh, good sweep. No real punish there. Probably could have got a little bit more there, Robbie.
Let's see if the download's complete by Robbie. Of course, Freezer will have updated himself as well. What am I talking about? They're like robots. They're robots, Tom.
Alex players aren't robots, I don't think. Anyway, back into it. That is unsafe. Good punish from Freezer there. Here comes the rage shift V-trigger. Oh, just gets clipped.
And Robbie's in serious trouble now. Freezer going to work. Robbie's going to pop his own V-trigger now if he wants to stay alive. Parry. Oh, and a parry. Oh, but he did punish. I can't work out what's going on, Tom. All right, now great anti-air. All right, now it's Robbie's turn. Freezer fighting himself in the corner. Freezer again wake up with the EX command grab.
Oh, he parried him.
Oh my goodness, is that going to be enough? It's not enough. Robbie with a chance. There it is. Robbie sealing round 1.
Wow, these matches are always so wild,
I think we're going to have to call that wake up EX grab the Freezer special, Tom.
I think so. He's done it 3 times now.
He's done it 3 times to great success.
Oh, good punish there on the stomp. Oh, big jump in. This is bad.
Big jump in from Freezer. Freezer wants to make up for that previous game. Robbie's got a round on the board. Robbie in the green truck. Big jump in. He's going to try and get something off that command grab, but Freezer is all over that command grab, Tom.
Forward throw. There's the chop. Oh, misses the meaty. Here comes Rage Shifter.
Confirm into the V-trigger. All right. Time for Robbie to shine. He's got to make something work. He doesn't go to the regular. I know. All right. Tries to get it for the cross counter, standing roundhouse. Here comes Freezer.
Dash.
Robbie is all over it. Oh, again goes for it. Great parry, but a parry onto the parry.
There's the critical out, and that is round 2 to Freezer. This is the same thing over again.
Pandemonium, and Freezer closes out round 2. That's right, Tom. And Freezer, he closed out round 2 with this critical art in the last game, Tom.
It's going the same. They're parrying each other, just throwing stuff out. Critical arts. It's going exactly the same.
It's like they both have access to each other's files, like the Terminators. All right, both players have 1 round on the board.
Nice.
But the onus is on Robbie here to win. He's got to keep the Brisbane Deceptors dream alive here at a Gfinity, otherwise they will go down. 0-4 to Perth Ground Zero.
Caught by the lariat. That's not a good start for Robbie. He's just getting clipped here.
Robbie's health is melting away quickly. Freezer trying to get that stun now on Robbie. Robbie uses the EX head stop to get out the corner.
No.
My goodness. Saw the forward dash. Robbie's in trouble. Parry on the overhead. This is Robbie's last chance.
The command grab. He just went for it.
A chance now for Robbie. Come on, Robbie. You could do it. He's almost got the stun. There's the head stop. Oh, and a great fight. It's time for Freezer.
That's it.
And that is it. And Robbie loses loses out narrowly. Perth Ground Zero takes it 4-0 over the Brisbane Deceptors. It's all over, Tom.
I cannot believe that ending. It happened again.
Oh, no.
He gets
4 straight games.
So close, but so far for Robbie Slard there. That was an excellent comeback, and you can see
Robbie, the Street Fighter and the Heartbreaker. There he is. Unfortunately, he loses out yet again, but he will be back another time to fight another day with his Alex. Unfortunately, it didn't work out here today. Freezer with those young man reactions, he just couldn't compete, Tom.
Let's look at these highlights. It's just an action-packed round. This first round, now this looked like it was going Freezer's way. It looked like everything was falling apart.
Once these parries come out and these V-trigger gets activated, Tom, it's anybody's game, honestly.
It is, and I feel like once things get a little bit dicey, Robbie has the edge. You can see that he's a bit better in these controlled situations, but then Freezer just plays like a madman, and I don't think Robbie was just ready for it.
These wake-up EX grabs from Freezer, I have to say, I haven't seen that from anybody except him before.
No, that's new tech, apparently, and then the critical art, picture-perfect recreation of the first game they played, closing out that second round. If you're Robbie, you're okay with this, because going into the third round, Freezer has no bars, and you have nearly 3, but Freezer just turned it on and
Robbie almost makes a comeback here. That could have been certain death, and he saves himself with the parry on that overhead, and he actually starts to make a brief comeback here. He gets an EX grab and an EX head stomp, and look at the health melt away. It would have been one more normal, and he would have front stunned Freezer.
But he just got so, like I said before, Alex, it was so close, but so far, and you got to be disappointed if you're the Brisbane Deceptors there. This is a must-win series, and they didn't even get a game, Alex. It's just disappointing stuff. That's really going to hurt their playoff chances, I must say.
Very, very disappointing. But hey, there's still one more game to go here.
Ooh,
Fantastic play from both teams. And before we head off to the next match, we're going to head back to Luke and Krishna. The Street Fighter action continues. What have you got for us, guys?
Brutal, brutal stuff. Completely the opposite of what we predicted. This is the scoreline. A 4-0 destruction from Perth Ground Zero, as you can see there. Just taking Deceptors' hopes to the dump, possibly. I'm sorry to say that brutally. At playoffs, I mean, it was just a brutal destruction. So on form, though, you've got to pay it to Perth Ground Zero. Right now, though, let's check in with Ash. We haven't had enough heartbreak seeing his face at the end of that match. Ash, how's Robbie Slard doing?
Look, Robbie, that was a tough one. 2 mirror matches. You tried to bring it home. You didn't get that final win. How did it all go for you?
Yeah. I mean, the mirror matches can always go like either way. Me and Freezer are like usually pretty neck and neck, and they get pretty crazy. And in that regard, I think the viewers won out this week. It certainly gets a bit crazy when we're all just parrying each other's nonsense. But at the end of the day, me and Freezer don't get to verse a lot because I'm Brisbane and he's from Perth, so it's like other side of the world basically. So the winners are the viewers today who got to see the East vs West battle. I don't think the score reflects how well we did. I think all of those games were super close. For every player, every game that we played today. And it's just unfortunate that the close games had to result in a 4-0 against us.
Well, it's been rematch city so far. We saw that in the first matchup with Melbourne versus Melbourne, and then as well today. Do you think it's kind of nice to be able to get that second chance?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's where like the real heart of Street Fighter is after when the second game comes out, you start to see the adaptations of the players and you start to get those rivalries. It's like, oh, I'm going to get you back for that. And I think that's, for me personally, like that's where the real excitement comes from, is all of the rematches.
I'm still holding out for those pocket characters that you said you have. Are you going to bring them out next week?
I think next week might be too soon, but I don't think Alex is working out as well as he should for me, so we may just have to go back to the drawing board, but I'm going to hold out for as long as I can.
Well, awesome. It's always great watching you play. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Thank you for having me.
Back to you, Luke.
Why do we have to have winners and losers? Why can't everyone win? It's brutal seeing it, but there was a winner today, and it absolutely was Ground Zero, and he's sitting with me at the desk right now, the captain. Round of applause for the captain of Ground Zero, Rups, guys. Give it up. You happy with how that went, Rups?
First off, I'm not the captain. Freezer is.
Ah, right. You've sent someone else in. Very tricky, Rups. Well, anyway, it's great to have you. Anyway, but are you happy with how the team played today?
Yeah, I think we could have won a bit cleaner, but 4-0, it's good. We had to pull out all the stops because this week kind of guarantees our place in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
So
My favourite thing is watching your version of popping off, by the way, because Theo kind of goes nuts, but you just smile a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Well, it's good to see you again, Rups. Like you said, you have guaranteed your place in the playoffs. Is there any team that you wanted to play of the top 4, or the other remaining top 3, I guess? Is there anyone that you want to face in the semi-finals?
Probably Chiefs again.
Chiefs again?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Just want to play them again. They're always a fun team to fight.
Well, thank you for that. We're going to get into analysis pretty soon, and I want to talk to you a little about your perspective as a pro player and your decision making. So
let's get into it right now. Let's look at some rounds while you guys talk us through them.
Because what I wanted to talk about was it was Robbie and Freeze's decision right towards the end, and I kind of liked the decision to go into CA towards the end because Robbie was really committing this round, and he looked like he was going to hold on to it. And from when you're a pro player and you're kind of in the middle, what are you looking to go for? Like, you don't really want to end it to round. This guy's kind of bagging on you a little bit. Is it really important to maybe spend the meter all the time like that?
Definitely. If you can guarantee the win, always spend the meter, because it's so easy to make comebacks in this game. So, like, he spent it this game and on the second game.
in the regame.
Yeah, both times he just wanted to get the win, especially against Alex, who is a comeback character. Like, the only way he's going to win is he's going to get a comeback. So.
Well, the second piece of analysis footage is that really, I love to see your Abigail again. I know I love Maker personally as well, but I'm glad to see. Is there any reason that you went for Abigail in this matchup?
If you're playing an opponent who isn't thinking, I think Abigail's better. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, you looked really comfortable, and I want you to talk me through your decision making towards the end here to really try and close out this round, because he was gaining a little bit of ground on you towards the end here.
Again, I wasn't thinking, so I don't know how much I can really tell you. Like,
well, it's mainly for this decision here. You're really close to stun.
See, there I didn't spend CA when I really should have, but I'm greedy. Yeah, but hey, it worked out anyway. And I got nice finger guns, and there we go.
But the idea to get that heavy punch out so you can activate the trigger onto the fireball and then reflect it, was that something you know you could do in the past, or did you just think about it on the fly?
I just thought, what's the worst that could happen? I guess the answer is I'd lose, but I didn't.
I thought it was a fantastic piece of decision making, even though you wouldn't say it.
I'd love to see you win the lottery. Do you know what I mean? Just be like, that's good. It's fine. It's a good attitude to life, man. It's the right way to be. Nice and level. I love it. Hey, let's check out who the Astra MVP is for that match. Righto, Krishna, where do your points go and who is the winner?
Well, it was all about Ground Zero today. I'm going to give 1 point to my friend here, Rups, for playing really well tonight. The second one's going to go to Freezer, taking the 2 games, taking it really nicely. But my MVP for this week, because I asked him to step up, and he really did. CO playing against Panda and really committing to that round. He played it a little bit differently to how he normally would. And the way he played it was a really nice way to, I think, take on someone that was the key player for that team. And if you're the one to eliminate him, that's really important to get your team. And again, this was the series that would get them to the playoffs, and that's what you really needed. How do you think he went today?
I'm very happy with how Sao played. Panda was the one we were all worried about, but yeah, he stepped up. He was the only one who got a 2-0 win, and yeah, made it look really quick, like fast, and even won it with a CA. He didn't get the taunt at the end. He whiffed a throw instead of going for taunt, but
we can't all have the BM. That's all right.
Well, congrats, Theo. You are the MVP for that match, thanks to Astro headsets, including these new A40 and A50 being used on stage here in the Gfinity Elite Series. These ones right here.
Good headphones.
Righto, we have one more match to go in this huge week of Street Fighter gameplay. Sydney Raw taking on Sydney Chiefs for city dominance. As you can see, their Raw have entered a new look team in their quest for points. Waz is back this week with the Mosque. And we welcome a new player that we haven't seen yet in the Gfinity. No, we don't. I'm saying things that are incorrect. Guys, sometimes I don't get all the correct info. We've got Fangria in, of course, this week. What do you reckon of that lineup?
It's good to see Brad back. He's filling in for Vuvu, who unfortunately couldn't make it out tonight. But I think he's a really nice inclusion to have. He looking more comfortable every time he's coming in. So I really want to see. It's going to depend on who he versus, though. So I'm hoping for the best for him. Waz coming back, that's really nice as well. I think if he gets a match versus BK Sama in particular, I think that will be a good matchup to see.
Yeah, exciting. Well, of course, they are coming up against the Sydney Chiefs, aiming to stop Raw right in their tracks. Of course, the Big Chopper is back, and then we have Shenkan and ZG. What do you reckon of that, Chris?
Unfortunately, Chopper's absent today because he wanted to he's getting his New Zealand title
trying to claim
Did
it
that
from
just
Ghost
change
Ships.
in front of my eyes? Is that what just happened? Am I imagining things?
I think you need another glass of coffee, man.
Yeah, apparently that's
right.
what it is. But yeah, what do you reckon of that lineup?
I think it's really nice. Again, I think the kind of one who's been underperforming has been Shenkan so far. I mean, he came in last series and he didn't really... I get it, it was nervousness, and he came into this one and he still hasn't performed yet, and I'd really like for him to step up, because he is my favourite player to watch. When I see him in online tournaments, he does really exceptionally well, against these same players as well. So I'm not sure why he can't bring that offline experience quite yet, but I'm hoping he'll step up today.
Yeah, well, just before we get the teams on, don't forget you can follow all things Gfinity on Gfinity AU, including broadcast times for CSGO, Rocket League, and Street Fighter. There's plenty of goss on the socials as well, so get on there, and we'll keep you up to date. And now, remember, you can be the lucky winner of the all-new Alienware M15 gaming laptop, as well as the thinnest and lightest notebook they have ever produced. There are 9 different ways to enter, so just click on the website, gfinityesports.com.au, to get all the info. Right now, let's get these teams out here. Final match of the day, so please go nuts for Sydney Raw! Bangria, Waz and Damos. Taking them on, of course, it's the Sydney Derby, so it's the Sydney Chiefs. ZG, BK Sama and Shenkan. Make some noise, people, come on. Damos, a lot of smack talk going on there backstage. Yeah, is it all real? Will you put it on for the camera, or are you pretty confident?
No, I'm actually terrified. I'm utterly terrified. Luke, let me tell you, you tall man. There's 3 facts I want to lay down right now about this enemy team.
Number one.
Number 1. They've got 3 of the most athletic, strongest players in the business.
Number 2.
That's it.
Great. Great. Huge misdirect. I didn't know where we were going. Oh, look, they've given you a lot of kudos there. I mean, do you have that sense of respect for them?
No, not really. For myself, to be honest, I'm just here to let these guys show how much they've leveled up from France and sit back and watch.
All right, huge. Some people are talking smack, some people are talking each other up. Let's have a look at the matchup, see how it's going to play out, because that's what counts, guys. On the screen behind you, first matchup of the day in our final match. We have Damos versus BK Sama. What's happening in matchup number 2? Fangria taking on Shenkan. Fangria's happy for that one. Let's see what's happening in matchup number 3. Waz taking on ZG. Nervous boys over here, nervous boys. What about matchup number 4? Damos taking on Shenkan. Damos, look, does that put terror in your heart?
Oh, yeah, I'm scared. I'm super spooked, but it's going to be fine.
I can't tell where you're just trying to get inside their heads, man. Are you
No,
double playing them?
I'm in my own head.
You're in your own
He's
head.
in my own head. We're in his head too.
I feel like you're me just 10 years ago, bro. I'm looking in a mirror. It's like a mirror match. Anyway. All right, let's equal. Stop it. Compliments as well. Right, what's happening next? Matchup number 5, we have Fangria taking on ZG. Matchup number 6, obviously we get there. Waz taking on BK Sama, and the final matchup of the day. The final match of the day will be Damos taking on ZG. Get out of here, guys. Get in the zone. Get psyched up. This is it, guys. This is going to make it all the difference when it comes to playoffs. A lot of stuff on the line. Final match of the day, Street Fighter 5, G for the Elite Series. A quick break, and we'll be back after this.
Coming up, Sydney Raw take on arch rivals Sydney Chiefs.
Chiefs are a really tough one, once again. Very stacked team. I feel like, we'll try our best and we'll try and give it to them for sure.
I'm going to leave it to my team to pick it up and take them to the cleaners. And I'm looking forward to another 4-0.
Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Dare Iced Coffee and Astro Headsets.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
3 days ago, Coda announced its
Zero would join Cell 7 in the upcoming Soma Worlds tournament. After so many league victories, switching teams this close to the tournament appears to be a deliberate move to destroy Koda's chance at the title.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5 edition of the Gfinity Elite Series. Sydney Raw is about to take on the Sydney Chiefs for the bragging rights of the city. But first, here's a little backgrounder on Raw's Demosk.
My name's Demosk, I'm 24. I'm playing for Sydney Raw for Street Fighter 5. It's almost like a full-time job on the side, you know, like we're playing pretty crazy hours on the side just to make sure the muscle memory stays intact, and especially leading up to this, you want to be, you know, ready for it. So Sydney Raw's strengths definitely lie in that we are the underdog, so in a first-to-one situation, there, you know, upsets are possible, but our characters are very good in first-to-one. You know, Balrog has a lot of robbery potential.
Kind of like a one-trick kind of Balrog player. I used to play Alex quite a lot, and my Alex was decent, but I think I'm starting to pick up a second character now.
Online has been my mainstay for a couple of years. I just think I want to prove to people that offline I am a competitor as well.
I do feel like I look like I could be Demosk's biological father, don't you reckon? This is my way of telling you, Demosk, I'm your biological father. I'm sorry I wasn't there, okay? We'll hang out, play catch afterwards. Hey, who do you think is going to take this one home?
Chiefs.
Right, that's enough from Krishna. Let's get into a final match of the day. Over to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Thanks, Luke. Good to have you with us. We're here for the final game of the Sydney Raw versus Sydney Chiefs here at the Gfinity Elite Series. The Sunday Street Fighter action continues, Tom. And are you going to echo Krishna's words there that Chiefs are going to take this one, Tom?
I don't think it's going to be quite as convincing as Krishna made it out to be in his very punctual response. But I think that it is the Chiefs' game to lose. However, without Somniac, this is a different team. It's a very different structured team because they don't have that stable, just the rock. They don't have the supercomputer sitting in the back ready to go for when they need him.
That's right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust.
All right, well, before the Raw take on the Chiefs, it's time to reward you for sticking around and watching Street Fighter. Make sure you jump onto gfinity.incentloyalty.com and use the drop code you can see on your screen, GFrames, that's GFrames, one word, to earn some currency. You've only got a limited amount of time, so jump to it. And remember, you won't miss any of the action because you can see it live on the rewards website. And each drop code will earn you 5 incents. Let's get into it, guys. It's going to be Sydney Raw versus the Sydney Chiefs. And I tell you what, Sydney Chiefs are expected to take this convincingly over the Sydney Raw. It's the two Sydney clubs squaring off against each other. It's an uphill battle for Raw, Tom.
Yeah, it definitely is, I think. But there are this isn't a weak team. You've got Luke's son running the point, who I think could make some noise, even up against BK. Although BK is probably someone who has experience against Balrog after playing Travis Styles so much. But there are guys. Fangri is explosive, and Waz is kind of an unknown factor. He plays a character that not many people have experience with in Colleen. And he's someone who sort of is focused on other games, but is still an extremely strong Street Fighter player. So this could be an upset.
And Deimos Deimos is going with G. He's ditched his trademark Balrog for G. BK Summer is going to be using Urian. This is a surprise, Tom.
I'm not sure what's happening.
You know, I spoke to him last week and he said he had another character for Gfinity, and I didn't know it was going to be G. He wouldn't tell me G, it's G for Gfinity.
We got one. We're not allowed to do that anymore. No more. So let's get into game one.
All right, let's get into it. And BK Summer is not phased at all.
No, he doesn't look like he cares at all. It's another day's work for him. But
BK Summer, of course, has just come back from competing at an international tournament in France. He's looking to continue his great success.
Yeah, he
here
plays very, very well. He made some serious noise in that tournament.
He did play very well. All right, let's get into it. Game number 1, Sydney Raw versus the Sydney Chiefs. And Deimos going straight away for that early G charge, trying to get some charge early on BK Summer, but BK's not having any of it. He's throwing it to the corner straight away.
I don't know about this choice, actually, with G, because I think BK plays an incredibly aggressive and oppressive game, and G is a character that doesn't have defensive options, so it's going to be, this could just be a smothering, I'm going to be honest.
And look at that, and just like that, is BK going to open with a perfect here in Season 2 of the Gfinity Elite Series?
Yeah, that's the 5 golden letters.
Wow, and he's playing out of his mind here today. Deimos better do
Look at the hat on top of the the hat was sitting on top of the hat.
And Deimos needs to press some buttons, as we like to say. He needs to get some hits on BK. All right, there we go. Doesn't get the confirm. It looks like his G may not be ready for prime time yet, Tom. All right, he's going to get something started yet. Now here comes the G charge.
Went for a blow and got caught with a trade there. You'll take that if you are Deimos. But there's the G charge gone all of a sudden.
All right,
now he's in the corner and things are falling apart for him.
All right, there's a forward throw. Standing heavy punch, but Deimos doesn't buy. Deimos has now got BK stuck in the corner. BK's not having any of it. Just with the EX headbutt straight away. Deimos is in a life deficit. 67 seconds left on the clock.
This is looking bad.
Great whiff punish with the standing heavy kick.
Here we go.
Now for the empty jump low. A chance now for Deimos. All right, he's pushing now towards the corner. Big damage off that V-trigger activation. Here comes the wheel kick. Double saves it. Gets over the Aegis Reflector. I like it, Tom.
What is happening?
Oh my goodness. Missed the combo. He's out. Oh my goodness, Tom. He could still save this. He needs to charge up. There's the fireball. BK Summer's aware. He wants to get the G-charge. He's not going to let him. He jumps forward straight into the throw, and that is it. He throws it away. And BK Summer knows he got away with murder there, Tom.
Oh my lord. That was... what looked like a very convincing match for BK, that round just turned to absolute mud in about 5 seconds flat.
Look, I tell you what I was most impressed about there was the last minute change he made there in the air with the V-trigger to get over the Aegis Reflector.
Cool.
We'll see that in the highlight reel here of round number 2. It looks like we'll go to the highlight reel of round number 1 first, but both those rounds, well, round number 2 actually, I'm sorry, was very close.
Oh, it was. Like, I think Deimos needs to put the G back in the oven for a little bit, but there are signs of life there. I don't think that this is a bad pocket character for him. I just think that it might not have been quite ready, but this is how you learn. You have to play against the best to figure out if you are the best. And but BK showing why he is an international caliber player here with a straight perfect immediately. And then this round looked like it was going the same way, Alex, but then BK just sort of lost it a little bit, got that one hit, and then now all of a sudden, look at this damage.
That's right. This is where G shines. Once he activates his V-trigger, he's got one of the finest comeback mechanics in the game. And look at him just getting over that Aegis Reflector there. Just fantastic. And just escapes death here out of the corner straight away. Just misses that command grab. And it looked like he had it all down pat here. And BK Summer was acutely aware that Deimos wanted to charge up. And just an empty jump.
I don't think that was intentional.
I'm not sure what happened there, but BK can't be too dissatisfied there. He knows he got away with that one.
I think that was an accidental forward jump, Alex.
A disappointing drop there from Deimos, but he'll be back later in this game as Sydney Raw continue their game against the Sydney Chiefs. And of course, Sydney Chiefs are up 1-0 against the Sydney Raw here. And I tell you what, Tom, Sydney Raw came off a disappointing loss last week against Melbourne Avant. They've got to make something happen this week.
Yeah, you don't want to go that rough of a stretch and then another one straight after it. It's demoralizing, and these guys are competitors. They at their heart, they want to win. So being in a position where you're on the back foot constantly is mentally damaging.
That's right.
But this is where the best players come out. The ones that can fight back when they're at the back pedal, and it's like, oh, now it's on me. I have to make something happen. This is where champions are found.
And here is the beautiful man himself from last week, Fangrear.
Look at that wink.
He stepped straight out of a Pantene Pro V ad with that hair of his. And
what
is going on?
What is happening there? This is making me uncomfortable.
dear.
Someone cut the camera.
Oh dear. All right. And Shenkan is all about winning here. He is in deep meditation. He's not having any of it.
Bushin's out.
The Bushin style is here, and he's going to be using his trademark Zeku, it looks like. And what are we going to see from Sydney Raw? It's going to be Fangru, of course, as a Zeku main as well. We're going to see our third mirror here today. We've had an Alex mirror, a Birdie mirror, and now it's a Zeku mirror.
I know, this is just nuts.
What is going on here, Tom? Is there collusion here?
I don't know, these guys, but you know what? They've all been incredibly exciting so far, so I'm keen for them to put on another great show.
Absolutely. All right. And here comes the Zeku mirror from Fangria versus Shenkan, and Fangria has got to do some winning here.
I'm fairly certain, actually, that Shenkan taught Fangria for the most part how to play Zeku. He has been his mentor. So this will be an interesting discussion here of student versus teacher.
Right.
Nice air-to-air to start with.
Okay, and Fangria is opted to go for young Zeku. So, Shenkan has gone for young Zeku as well.
Oh, nice
Fangria in the purple, young Zeku, and
nice
Shenkan in the blue. All right, and Fangria is doing very well. He's got Shenkan in the corner. Shenkan's finding out now with the shoulder. Trying to get a frame trap on Fangria, but Fangria is not biting. Both players backing off now into the neutral game. About 73 seconds left on the clock. Great slide into activation by Shenkan.
Oh, the shimmy didn't quite get hit though. Uh-oh, here we go.
All right, time for Fangria to get some offense started, but Shenkan waking up with the buttons. Fangria is at a life deficit now. 61 seconds left on the clock.
Ooh,
Big jump in from Fangria, but Shenkan doesn't bite.
Ooh, we got hit by the jab, but didn't convert there. That's minus two.
That's going to be both players using their V-trigger now. They're back. Going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, Tom.
Both of them went for a shimmy, and neither of them bit. This is you can see a lot of mind games. These two know each other very, very well right now.
It seems they played a lot before, Tom, like you said.
The run throw.
Great throw from Shenkan. It looks like this is Shenkan's round to take. He's just waiting for Fangria to commit to something.
Oh, he got the hit, but didn't convert.
Oh, a great crush down it there, and Shenkan taking round number one.
Ooh, that was a strong showing from both players there. A very good understanding and a very slow pace from both guys here. We're going to look for a tempo switch going forward, though, to try and throw off their opponent.
That's right. They looks like they know each other's play styles very well. I don't know if they played each other before they both played Zeku. I'm not 100% sure, but they certainly seem to be
nice
with each
little
other's
counter
play
hit.
styles.
Doesn't confirm, though.
All right, and Fangria off to a great start here. He's got Shenkan down to a 40% life deficit
like that
already.
V-reversal.
Doesn't want anything to do with the mix-up that comes off that. There's a lot of action that can happen off that. All right, Shenkan now about 40% life deficit down. Fangria.
Cheeky little low. Shenkan really likes that little dash up low option.
All right, and Fangria finding himself in the corner now. All right, he's out of the corner now, and he's got Shenkan down the corner. Shenkan in serious trouble. Shenkan wake up critical. And Fangria is going to eat it. This is going to do some serious damage, Tom.
It is. Now he gets the
him down. Just a big pass, about 50% damage.
Oh, nice little interrupt there, though.
I can't call this one, Tom. They're both about even life, but Shenkan has got one life. Has got the life. He's got one round up on the board already.
Oh, nice little crouching medium punch. No confirm off of it. They're now both players in young form.
All right, and we've got the big trigger on deck for both players, but that looks like it's going to be
combo, but he got hit again anyway.
Gonna keep going. I can't call it, Tom. All right, dance and throw. This is Shenkan's game to take. Here comes Fangru. He's got to try and take this back now if he wants to stay alive.
He had it, but he didn't confirm into the V-trigger dash.
All right, he's got Shenkan in the corner. This is Fangria's game to take. Fangria backing off, trying to get Shenkan to take the side, but the jump in from Shenkan, and he takes it. And straight rounds for Shenkan for the Sydney Chiefs. They are up 2-0 over Sydney Raw.
Yeah, that was a good anti-air attempt from Fangria there, but Zeku struggles, or young Zeku rather, struggles to anti-air in general. So you can see there that ended up not being a good option. It might have been a better idea there for Fangria to just take the jump, block it, and then you are in a button or throw situation. But, you know, when you're... Oh, look at the handshake there. The nerves are on display for Fangria there. That's all right. He'll be back. He's got plenty more opportunities today. All that has to happen is his Sydney Raw boys have to pull through. And speaking of, next up we have Waz versus ZG. So this is going to be a rather unorthodox matchup, I would assume.
That's right.
We've got Colleen versus whichever one of his slew of characters he'll pick. But before that, let's look at some replays of this quick Zeku mirror here, Alex.
All right, you can see here Shenkan in the blue garb, Fangria in the purple, and Shenkan taking it early on to Fangria now. Fangria going for a jump in now. Shenkan just opting to go back to old Zeku. Gets a great crush counter here to close out round number one.
Nice use of delayed buttons there to bait Fangria into pressing a button and then just get the big crush counter. But then Fangria using the Bushin flip. A tool you don't see Zeku use very option to get out of the corner.
And that wake up critical art from Shenkan, you know, you think that players are above it, but nobody is.
Nobody is above it ever.
If it works, it is not a guess, it's a read, right?
Yeah, exactly, mate.
And you can see here, it looked like in the second round here that Fangria was going to get something.
He was in firm control. Like, he had the tempo here and he had Shenkan Shenkan in the corner, but he backed off a little bit. I don't know about that choice. Went for what looks like an anti-air jab, and the trade just went in Shenkan's favor, and he takes out that win.
And like you said, young Zeku has a bit of a difficult time with the anti-air, and you can see here Shenkan taking full advantage of that, going to the air to close out round number 2 against Fangria. Now, this next match, we're going to have Waz versus ZG. Now, this is a meeting of old school versus new school.
Yes, definitely.
ZG, a veteran of the Street Fighter scene, starting back with Street Fighter 2, going through Third Strike, Street Fighter 4, and now here in Street Fighter 5. And Waz, of course, all of, 19 years of age?
I think so. He's an incredibly young bloke, but also at the same time, he's a very, very successful one. He has a lot of tournament success internationally, not in Street Fighter. Street Fighter is relatively new to him, but in other games. So it's interesting to see how he translates his skills from other games to this one. And he's picked Colleen as a character, which is a fairly interesting pick. Not many people opt for her. There's a few American Colleens that are extremely strong, and Momochi, of course.
That's right.
And I remember he's had some tutelage from some of those international Colleens, so he's a very strong player. So the ZG, the old dog, is going to have to work hard for this one.
And ZG has, in fact, like you said, has sung the praises of Waz before, considers him to be a very strong player, has a lot of potential moving forward over the next few years. And ZG's got his work cut out for him now. He's going to have to show him how the Masters do it here. He's using perhaps one of the bottom 5 characters in the game with Claw.
But he's just so good with Claw that he makes him look way better than he actually is.
He makes Claw look amazing, and Waz is going to have a very hard time here. Waz plays a very defensive, very chooses his options very, very carefully. Doesn't actually go in when he's got you in the corner here. And ZG's going to be really sounding out Waz here to try and see what he does here, how he responds to certain situations. You can see here ZG hasn't committed to anything just yet. Great 3-frame there to check the dash over. Neither player has really got a hit on the other.
They're very non-committal, actually. But yet, somehow ZG has a fair life lead now. But here comes the V-Trigger 2.
All right.
This is where Colleen gets scary. She has a pseudo throw loop here. Goes for the delay rise. Interesting choice by ZG.
And that standing heavy punch is so dangerous from Waz. He only needs one of those to really do some damage on ZG. With both players playing a bit of a chess match here at the moment. It's an old versus new. Darth Vader versus...
Oh, just catches him low.
Oh, and I like this one. Here comes the 50-50.
Gets hit again by the second little mixer.
All right, and now Vaz turning up the volume now. ZG's getting straight out of dodge now. A great V reversal just to shut down that pressure. He's going to try and wait for that V trigger to run out.
Oh, that's bad, and I think
that is a punish. And round 1 to the young upstart Waz.
Yeah, now this is what Sydney Raw needed. They needed this turnaround. They needed Waz to get things together and pick up this team's momentum here.
That's right. Sydney Raw are at a 0-2 deficit at the moment against the Sydney Chiefs. If Waz can close out this round, he will put finally a much-needed game on the board. Great confirm off that standing short.
Well, nice little air-to-air there. Jumping back, Waz went for an anti-air, didn't quite work out, and now ZG is in firm control of the tempo this round.
All right, and ZG moving forward, taking control of this round now. Dash forward, and that dash, one of the greatest forward dashes in the game there. Really difficult to see. All right, here's a confirm into the V-Trigger 2 now for Waz. He's going to be pushing forward now. I like this. He's plus on that dash forward, and ZG just very wisely opting to just block it out. No throw from Waz there.
Oh, gets crash counter. This is bad. Look at this damage. Oh, he dropped the combo,
big crash counter. All right, both players about even on life now. Waz has got to make something happen. He's going to close out this round. Put a counter for Sydney Raw. Here comes ZG. All right, but Waz has that full critical art on deck. ZG has to be careful. Great jump back jab.
Oh, just gets caught low.
All right, this is Waz's game to win now.
Another jump back jab.
All right, Waz trying to close it out now in the corner. Going hard against ZG in the corner now. ZG going with those neutral jumps, trying to bait something out from Waz. Waz is not biting.
Nice air-to-air,
Waz almost dead. 34 seconds left on the clock. Waz has got about 5% left. He's got to make something happen here, Tom.
Yeah, no, he does. But however, he has got 3 bars there. The critical art is ready.
Right.
So
and
Waz can get
ZG not willing to commit. He says, I've got the life lead. You've got to come to me. 23 seconds left on the clock. ZG going for the straight jump in. And nobody thought he'd go just for the straight jump in. I don't think even Waz was expecting that himself. Here we go into round 3. This is the decider. And Waz has got to win this round if he wants to put a game on the board. And that's going to be a punish. Opts to use the meter. Is he going to go for the critical art? He's going to save that meter perhaps for later in that. He knows he can build it up.
Oh, nice use of the V reversal by
That
ZG.
is the ZG special. The V reversal in the corner is straight into the 3-frame.
Oh, here we go. Waz has the corner pressure now, but ZG just slides out of there. Gutsy choice of a button there.
All right, and ZG's taking the claw off, so he's going to be able to do that command grab. He's going to be able to dash him with that command grab. Waz is going to have to be careful. Down to 50% already. 71 seconds left on the clock. Both players playing very tentatively now, and Waz has got all the resources in the world with that V-trigger. ZG's got critical art on deck as well. He can confirm that all day. Waz has to be careful. He almost had it. Waz on his last legs now. He's got to make something happen. Here comes ZG. Waz trying to make something happen. V-trigger activation. ZG not pressing any buttons, opting to back off. Great neutral jump.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, Tom, I can't talk.
Wake up buttons. ZG is so gutsy.
That's going to be a critical art. There it is. ZG closing it out cleanly against Waz to take it to 3-0 over the Sydney Raw.
Oh my lord, that was such a slow and methodical match, Alex. That was such a great.
That was a chess game, Tom.
Yeah,
that was a chess game.
You could see both players just sort of feeling.
That was
each other
like
out.
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan at the end of episode 4. You know, just choosing their options very wisely. Both playing like old men, I have to say.
Yeah, no, which is interesting because, like you said, he's so young.
Waz was acting wise beyond his years, I have to say, Tom.
I gotta say it, Alex. I just enjoy.
But it wasn't an easy match for ZG.
No, it wasn't. He made ZG work extremely hard, and I tell you, I really enjoy watching ZG play.
I love watching ZG play. He's got such strong fundamentals, and you can really see that experience with all his previous Street Fighter titles really shining through in his gameplay.
Look at that dirty mix-up.
How do you block that?
I actually don't know. You'd have to go and ask someone.
You pick a side and you pray to the heavens.
You know what? You're right, Alex.
And you say, God, are you listening? And it looks like God wasn't listening this particular time, unfortunately.
And ended up getting hit.
Waz taking round number 1 convincingly against ZG. It looks like he had this in the bag.
Yeah, and he just dropped that combo, and that's when it all fell apart, because that confirmed there off that crush counter with V-Trigger active. Colleen could get so much damage there, but he just dropped the confirm a little bit. ZG took advantage and just controlled the momentum for the rest of the match, Alex.
That's right, and he's got two great jump back jabs there, and that is the sign of a really good player. And you can see here trying to open up ZG here with this V-Trigger 2 activation. Goes for the throw, but of course, once you do the throw, you are reset back to the neutral, and he has to get out. And ZG just reading the forward dash a mile away, and a fantastic confirm into the critical art to close out the game. Sydney Raw are down 0-3 against the Sydney Chiefs, and it's all up to Damosk in this next game. It's going to be Damosk versus Shenkan. The weight of the world is on Damosk. He might need to talk to Robbie Slar about what this feels like, Tom.
Yeah, no, I think this is a situation that guys like Rumors of Ghost and Robbie Slar are extremely used to. One usually getting the win, and the other not so much. So I don't know who you'd like to choose to talk to, but got to pick your options there. But I think Damo is a guy that can keep his composure, and I think that he's someone that given the opportunity, he just needs to showcase his talent.
I think Rumors of Ghost, he performs so well under pressure. If he can just create like a cologne and call it Essence of Rumors, and then you can just wear it in these high pressure situations, and then you can make these amazing comebacks against these amazing players.
Yeah, I know. Maybe then the Deceptors would be top of the ladder.
I don't know, Tom. But before we go to that match, we got to cross to Luke and Visner for the debrief. We'll be right back. What have you got for us, guys?
Yeah, keep your eye out for Essence of Rumours hitting the shop soon for Christmas, guys. Right now, let's have a look at how that played out. Pretty one-sided in favour of Chiefs. Signs of life towards the end there from Waz, putting up a fight against ZG, but so far it's 3-0. In favour of Chiefs, can Sydney Raw come back? I believe in my son. He's a great boy. Maybe he can win out this next match up. Hang around for the rest of this match. If you'd like to be part of the audience and witness top-level gaming, why not? Get on board. Come on down. We'd love to have you. It's the Hoyts Gfinity website you want to get onto. Grab a ticket and bring the whole family down, guys. It's a family show. We love having families in. If you don't have a family, don't feel the pressure to find a family to bring. If you're coming by yourself, come with someone else's family. You know what I mean? Heaps of options with families and without families. That's what we're all about here at the Gfinity Elite Series. We're also about awesome gameplay, so don't go anywhere. Street Fighter 5, final match of the day, week 4. We'll be back after this.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware. We're in the final match of the day. It is Chiefs versus Raw. Who do you think is going to take it again, Krishna?
Chiefs.
Great chat. Let's go back to the final match of the day. Tom and Alex, you know what to do. It's time to fight.
Welcome back, guys. We are still here. We are still fighting, and there is still plenty of action to come live from the Gfinity Hoyts Esports Arena. And we are back at it, Alex. We now have Damosk and Shenkan up, the two best friends. How do you feel about this one?
Look, I think Damosk has to be having a bit of a hard time. I mean, not only does he have the weight of the entire team on his shoulders, he also found out that he's Luke's illegitimate son. I mean,
I know.
There's two, is double whammy.
So how do you keep composed in a situation like that? Now, I do think he's a very strong player, and I think he is someone who's yet to showcase his talent, and I think that the Elite Series is a good opportunity for him. So I'd like to see him take it over Shenkan, but again, Shenkan is no slouch, as shown by how he just dismantled Fangria in the Zeku mirror before. So let's see if he can keep cool, calm, and composed, and whether or not we're going to have another 4-0. Alex, what do you think?
Shenkan is all business here today, Tom, and I really hope we don't have another 4-0. No pressure on you, Damos. He's got to make something happen here, and I know he does have a G. He's also, looks like he's going back for his trademark Balrog pick.
Yep.
He's going back to the old faithful. He's going to take on Shenkan Zeku. Now, I think Balrog wins this match, Tom.
You think so?
I think he wins it convincingly, but Shenkan is, of course, no slouch. That's why he's on Sydney Chiefs and here at the Gfinity Elite Series. And, of course, they are up 3-0 against Sydney Raw. It is up to Damos to make something happen here. Otherwise, the Sydney Raw will be going home empty-handed.
It is. It is fight or die time at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena. Let's see if Damos can adapt. Let's see if he can get over the best Zeku in the country. Let's see how this one goes, Alex.
All right, and Damos plays a very aggressive Balrog. He's going to be playing a lot more aggressively than Travis Styles.
Yeah.
And it looks like Shenkan is all over that. He's checking those 4 dashes with the crouching jab. Shenkan just a mess of normals here at the moment. All right, he's changed into that young Zeku. He's already got Damos in the corner. Already down to about 50%. Damos looking a little lost here, Tom.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. Oh, no punish, and then no punish again. We've got a lot of sloppiness going on from these two. They've got to get in the game a little bit.
All right, okay. Here comes Damos. Just goes straight, goes for the overhead. The Balrog classic. All right, he's got Shenkan back towards the wall again now, trying to get some bit of action here.
Oh, run throw. That's unblockable, you know.
All right, great dash under the jump. Here comes the V-trigger activation. Time for some serious damage on Shenkan.
Oh, nice little spot.
Goes to the frame trap. Are we going to see another overhead? Opts to use the EX dash punch in the corner there. There's the overhead, but Shenkan up to the slow rise, but it's not going to work. And Damos taking round 1 for Sydney Raw.
That was an interesting round, you know. I think that was a Street Fighter 5 round. Shenkan had a good control of the pace and was playing a very methodical style. Balrog got 1 hit. Damos ran away with it.
All right, we can't talk yet. Damos has got Sydney Raw on life support now. He's got to defeat Shenkan. Big crush counter there from Shenkan. Big damage on Damos. Damos again flying it. Bit of trade with the overhead. Shenkan has got to watch out for those overheads. He's down to about 50% now already. Another throw. Both players even on life. 80 seconds left on the clock. Shenkan trying to get a frame trap. Turn up the volume now.
Tried to make that sweep safe. Damos
all right.
ready to interrupt.
Great trap. There's the overhead, but Shenkan finally reading the overhead. That's going to hurt. Damos is in trouble. He's found himself in the corner. All right, here comes the V-trigger. He's not going for the activation.
No, didn't go for it, actually. Interesting.
Sorry, he has got the V-trigger activated already. Damos in serious trouble.
Just catched him with an EX techie.
Perhaps just catching a button there from Damos. All right, Damos is down to the final round now in the final game for Sydney Raw. He has to keep his team alive here, Tom.
Ooh, use the Bushin flip to get over the rush punch. Nice little choice there.
And it's starting to look like
punish.
It's not checking up there. That V-meter is building for Damos. Once he gets that V-trigger available, he's going to start doling out some serious damage on Shenkan. Shenkan has to be aware. He's doing as much damage as he can now, Tom.
Oh, nice little counter confirm into the dash forward throw. Cute stuff.
Doesn't go for the overhead this time. Mixing it up a bit, Tom. I like it. He's not going for that overhead anymore since Shenkan blocked the last one. Great anti-air. He's keeping Shenkan in the corner now.
Good control
a chance now for Damos in the Sydney Raw.
Oh, another throw. One more for Stunner.
One more for Stunner. He's done it. And Sydney Raw stays alive on life support. I don't believe it, Tom. We're not going to go to a 4-0. It's 3-1.
That was great composure there. And then Damos realizing that Shenkan was stuck in young Zeku form, who has a 3-frame jab, but it's stubby and has no DP option. So what he was doing was just playing a slow offense, walking up and making Shenkan guess whether he's going to button or throw. And that was just, it was a methodical beatdown, and I think that was very well played by him. And we're going to look at these highlights and just see how strong it was.
All right, and that was a great dash under the empty jump there, and he's just capitalizing on that now. Look at this massive damage here.
Look at the stun and the damage that gets racked up by one combo.
And I like that slow rise from Shenkan just to stuff the overhead, but it's not enough. Just caught him pressing buttons there on Wake Up. We can see here Shenkan taking round number 2. Deimos pops that V-trigger, and Shenkan was all over that overhead.
Yeah, very ready for it. And then Deimos didn't go for another one the rest of the game. However, I'd like to talk about Shenkan had a chance to spend critical art there on that punish on the overhead and could have taken that round a little bit earlier. He risked a lot not cashing in like Rupp said that you should in this game before, but it ended up working out for him in that round.
That's right, and look, he just had a good lockdown on Shenkan. He is so well on the corner with the throw mix-up. Perhaps Shenkan just waiting for an overhead or a meaty, something of that fashion, but just the straight throws. And that's what I like to see, a player of that caliber able to perform under pressure here at the Gfinity Elite Series against a player of Shenkan's caliber and save his team from certain defeat at 0-4. So we are now at 3-1. The Sydney Chiefs are 3-1 up over the Sydney Raw. It's not over yet. Sydney Raw are currently on life support. Our next match is going to be Fangria versus ZG. And I tell you what, this is going to be an uphill battle for Fangria.
Yeah, this will be. This is like, Fangria is a new player as well. He's a newer player to the scene in the community. Going up against someone like one of the basically 4 kings of Australia in ZG is no easy task for anybody, let alone someone who's relatively new to the pro scene. And like you saw before, Fangria has some serious nerves. He's a little bit nervous, you know, being on the big stage for the first time. So it's going to be tough, but I do think he can pull it out. I think Fangria is a very strong player. He just has to not get shook, and he has to play his game.
He is an underdog in every sense of the word, particularly in this matchup against ZG, a pro who's been in the scene for many, many years. This is going to be a very difficult match for him, and if he can pull this one off, it would be a massive, massive upset.
It could be the momentum that the Sydney Raw needs, you know? Maybe he gets this round and he steals the game off of ZG, and then all of a sudden, Sydney Raw could run away with this set.
All right, is this going to be the swan song for Sydney Raw? Both players are locked in. This could be the last match for Sydney Raw here today at the Gfinity Elite Series, and Fangria has got his work cut out for him against ZG, who is certainly not going to be holding back. He's using Claw here up against Zeku. He's going to try and close this out as quickly as possible.
Graham immediately from Fangria. I like this little zoning game, playing patient. Oh, nice use of the V skills. ZG showing off his matchup knowledge.
Right, and he's just using that V skill to pull his hurt back, but a great jump in, but Fangria fails to capitalize. He's going to pay for that. You can't drop those against a player of ZG's caliber.
He just gets hit, but then didn't combo, but he got the hit anyway.
All right, Fangria with an early life lead. ZG just opting to back off a bit. Let his V-trigger. He's got that V-trigger on deck. He's going to be looking for a confirm into that V-trigger.
Oh, backdashes this. It's getting a bit nutty here, Alex.
All right, and all Fangria could have here on his side is perhaps a bit of matchup unfamiliarity from ZG's end on the part of Zeku. I don't know if he plays any Zeku. Zeku's in Melbourne.
He would have played against Shenkan.
That's right.
Definitely would have played Shenkan as teammates. But again, it is a character that has a lot of depth, so everyone will play him differently.
Fangria with a throw. He's actually got a life lead on ZG now. ZG's taking that claw off. Fangria has to be careful of the command grab. ZG's going to try and use that. Great anti-air. Fangria off to a great start. He's got ZG down to about 20%. 42 seconds left on the clock. My goodness, I like that V-trigger. That was fantastic.
I think that Fangria had the read there and went for that up grab to try and stop.
Oh, and can we see a round from Fangria? My goodness, what is going on? I expected this to be a straight round right from ZG.
This is strong showing. I'm looking at a lot of matchup knowledge here from Fangria. He was trying to blow up ZG's V-trigger, and now he's got a good read on when to Bushin flip against ZG, and he's keeping him out.
All right, Fangria keeping Sydney Raw alive. They're down 1-3 against the Sydney Chief. Fangria has got to win this match against ZG. It is critical now, and ZG has got that critical art on deck. He's a very, very dangerous player now. Almost got the V-trigger as well, got all the resources in the world.
Command grab. This is where Vega gets scary, everybody.
All right, and a fantastic confirm. Just caught Shinkan pressing Fangria pressing buttons there and wake up again with the command grab. Fangria is in serious trouble. And a third command grab.
Not stunned.
Oh, and a great block on the overhead. All right, and he goes for his own V-trigger activation off the slide now. Fangria's not done. He has no fear, Tom.
Oh, he just gets clipped.
V reversal. I like it. And I like how he went straight in there despite being almost a stun. He went straight in for the slide and the V-trigger activation. No fear, Tom.
Yeah, well, that's what you have to do against these guys with ZG's caliber. You have to play aggressive. You can't let them run over you. And that's how Fangria is playing so well right now. The ZG looks to have a little bit of control.
All right, Fangria throwing caution to the wind now against ZG. He's got ZG in the corner. ZG slide himself out. Both players are 1 round apiece now. Fangria's
DP anti-air.
Got to win this round to keep the dreams of Sydney Raw alive here at the Gfinity Elite Series.
No,
Here come the dirty command command grabs. This is danger time now for Fangry. He's got to watch out for those command grabs. All right, here comes ZG. Trying to finish it up now. Both players at about 50%.
Oh, that was an input error, but he got away with it.
All right, 65 seconds left on the clock. Oh, meter left for ZG.
That was a nice anti-air from ZG. Oh, wait, that DP.
I like it. All right, here comes a command grab again. Fangry is in trouble. He's got one chance left. All right.
Oh, the block.
Just a wake-up block. I like it. Here comes the activation now from Fangry. Fangry's got one chance left. He's on life support, Tom.
Yeah.
What a great activation. He could take this. This could be it. Oh, that's a throw. I don't believe it, Tom. Fangry has come back from the dead.
He took that.
Oh.
And that wasn't no fluke either.
Where did that come from, Tom?
That was an incredibly strong showing there.
I don't believe it. Fangry, I would have given him 100-to-1 odds to take that game. Literally 100-to-1. Yet here he is, and he has got a smile on his face, and he has done so well.
That was great. I'm so impressed. That was such a strong showing. We're going to look at these highlights.
We have to look at that highlight. That V-trigger there at the end saved him, and then just the straight throw in the corner. He says, you want to throw me all game? Well, I've got to throw for you. Check this out.
I'm surprised that ZG didn't tech there, actually. I'm not sure what he was expecting.
It is so hard to get a good throw on ZG.
See there, I want to just talk about that, because I think Fangry had the right idea. He went for the up gram expecting ZG to jump and try and V-trigger over the gram, the regular one. But it just didn't reach quite far enough, and it ended up getting caught out. But I like the intention there. That's some good matchup knowledge.
That's right. And this second round was such a stomp there by ZG. Great block over there on the overhead by Fangry. Opts to go in there is almost a stun. Great slide there. Activates the V-trigger, but the ZG special, the V-reversal into the 3-frame in the corner. You got to watch out for those. And it looked like
anti-air was so clean from ZG with the V-trigger.
And wake up DP. He just kept walking forward against ZG, and it looked like it was all over for Fangry. Like I said, Tom, I would have given him 100-to-1 odds to win this.
Especially in this scenario here at a life deficit against ZG. If it just catches the hit, that was so clean.
My goodness, and just the straight throw. He got ZG scared to press buttons, and that was it. Bushin style, the man has made up for his previous losses in spades.
Oh man, that was a hard.
We're still here, Tom. I can't believe it. I thought this was going to be a 4-0. Sydney Raw just won't die.
Oh man, there we are now at 4-2. This is all of a sudden looking like a set. However, this is going to be an uphill battle. Krisner did mention that that Waz versus BK was one to look out for.
Yes.
So we're going to see why exactly that would be, which is going to be a Colleen versus a Urian pick here, I would assume. Yep, there it is.
Colleen versus Urian. Now, I'm not sure if these two have played before online. I'm sure they have.
They would have a little bit, but I can't see an extensive amount. But, you know, what do we know? So let's just see. Let's just dive into the match, Alex, and let's see how this one goes.
And Sydney Raw continues on life support. Can Waz continue the magic and get a third win in a row here for the Sydney Raw? I can't believe they're still here, Tom.
No, against all odds, they have fought back, and now they have the momentum in their favour. Like I was saying, they've got the tempo. They just need to push.
Dame Oscar's been in. That's right. Dame Oscar's been in the hot seat. Fangry has been in the hot seat. Now it's Waz's turn. He's got to prove himself again against BK Summer, a Titan and an international player of Street Fighter V with his Urian. You can see here BK Summer had a lot of respect early on for Waz's collar. And now he's starting the offense, and there's the parry, and look at the damage, my goodness. He was all over that knee drop. And look at the momentum shift here for Sydney Raw. He's got BK Summer in the corner, already a life lead. 77 seconds left on the clock, and here comes BK Summer. This is not good for Waz. All right.
Challenges.
Quite going to punish there. And that's going to hurt.
Oh, he dropped the combo, though.
Could have got a cross counter there. That's a big drop there for Waz.
Oh, he just gets caught dashing. BK is in firm control now. I say that, and then here we go.
All right, here comes Waz. This is his time to shine, but he's got to be careful. BK Summer's got the Aegis Reflector on deck. Speaking of,
he just threw him out of the butt.
Doesn't need to block the overhead. Just goes straight for the throw. Great jump back on the EX tackle. He's going to get out of that Aegis Reflector mix-up. He's in a good position, Tom. I like it.
Oh, he caught him with the button on the charge heavy punch.
Waz's game to win. Waz needs to win this for the Sydney Raw. He's got to get round one on the board.
Oh
BK
my God.
picking away. And a great jump in. And Waz putting round one on the board. Sydney Raw are refusing to go quietly into the night top.
Oh my Lord. That was such good composure. That's the composure of a champion from Waz.
My goodness.
Oh, that's not good.
All right, BK Summer turning up the offense now with his trademark Urian play. Waz has got full critical line on deck. And a great parry. You do not get free knee drops against me. Again, the EX headbutt on Laker.
Stuns the fact that gutsy tech from Waz.
And look at this block stun. Just constant pressure from BK Summer. He wants this round. Oh, and the shimmy almost gets the stun. All right, and Waz is not going to go quietly. A chance now for Waz.
Oh, he just takes the damage.
Hang on, Tom.
He
We
got
got
the
a round here. I don't believe it, Tom. Is this a chance now for Waz to come back with Colin and V-Trigger too?
I think it might be. He had the opportunity there for another confirm, but drop the banana.
BK Summer opting for an offensive reversal to keep Waz in the corner there. Waz with a chance now for Sydney Raw.
One more
He's
hit,
got
one
one gets left.
Oh my God, what a attack from BK Summer.
Here comes the Aegis. Oh, misses the overhead. He's got one gets now. Great block on the overhead. BK.
Oh my God.
Waz. BK Summer is still alive. My goodness.
BK takes it in an absolute.
Wow. What a nail biter. All right, let's go into the third round now. Waz fighting, putting it all on the line here for Sydney Raw. They are not going quietly into the night.
Alex, that round was a hard.
These guys are down in the trenches. They are fighting dirty. They do not want to go down to the Chiefs here today.
Oh my Lord, that was terrifying.
All right, Waz fighting out of the corner now. He's got 2 bars. He can make something happen here. He can certainly make a comeback against BK Summer. BK Summer does not want to let him out of the corner here now.
Oh my Lord. Oh, back throw. Oh, BK let him out of the corner there. Waz will take that throw, I think, but he's at a fair life deficit.
That is a risk, and that V-Trigger is on deck now for Waz. The V-Trigger's in play. He can make a comeback here now, just waiting for his opening. All right, Waz down to 50%, 60 seconds left on the clock. He can make something happen here. Where is that dash under, Tom?
Oh my Lord. Here comes the mix-up. Is he going for it? No, he's just taking the
health is
damage.
melting away. I can't call it, Tom. All right, he's backing off now. He's got BK in the corner. He's got to make something happen now. Waz has got to make something happen here for Sydney Raw.
He doesn't have V-Trigger anymore. It is going to be a little bit harder, and BK is going to have that Aegis Reflector on deck soon. Keep in mind, he has the armor on his normal from the V-skill as well.
showed us that magic can happen for Sydney Raw, and now it's Waz's turn. Almost got the jump in. Doesn't go for the grab. No buttons there for Waz. BK Summer content to sit back in the corner and throw quietly. He's got full critical out on deck. Ooh. I can't pull it, Tom. Waz is at a life deficit. Another great dash under.
Here we go,
He's got the throw. He's got to make something happen now. Great punish. That could be it. I think that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Done. And BK Summer puts Sydney Raw away. Finally.
They just would not die, Alex. They just would not die.
Wow. And just an unfortunate throw whiff there from Waz.
But the whiff punish with the Aegis Reflector activation was immaculate.
We've seen BK Summer use that Aegis Reflector as a whiff punish here before at the Gfinity Elite Series. We saw him do that back in Season 1, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's used it to great effect here against Waz. But my goodness, what a fight from Sydney Raw. I would not have been surprised if that went to 3-all. I mean, that easily could have been Sydney Raw's game.
In another, watching these highlights, you're going to see, folks, that in another world, Waz won that game. We're not talking about that right now. We're diving into Game 7 with our hearts just beating at 100,000 beats per minute.
In the alternate timeline, in the Robbie timeline.
Oh, the Robbie timeline.
Where Robbie didn't break our hearts. And look, what a great jump there to close out round 1 from Waz. It looks so promising there. And he came out fighting here in round number 2 out of the corner here despite the life deficit. And you can see BK Summer just picking his spots very carefully here.
And he got so close. Waz climbing on this comeback, and he got so damn close.
He got so close. It was a pixel-perfect finish there by BK Summer. Waz almost had this one, and it was a trade there just to close out round number 2. There's the Aegis Reflector.
But this is when it started getting hairy, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even call this watching the replay, Alex. And then the trade, like in another world, that's 2-0, we're going to Game 7.
And the discipline from Waz not to press any buttons in that situation. That is an art in itself. Blocking is even harder than offense in this game.
Yeah, most certainly. Waz just showing how strong of a player he is here. And he got so close again, but that whiff punish was...
and just a fantastic whiff punish there from BK Summer. The power of Urian and the Aegis Reflector shining through to save Sydney Chiefs against the onslaught comeback that was Sydney Raw.
They got so close, Alex. My heart was absolutely racing. That looked like it was going to be a clean sweep, but then with Deimos picking up the pace and then Fangria getting that excellent win over ZG, these guys looked like they had the tempo and they were ready to go, but BK, just being the international level competitor that he is, was able to just slow things down a little bit, even though it was still hectically fast, and then just close it out in the way that he knows how.
I really like that column play. Just top-level play from everyone here at the Sydney Raw, and they are really making up for their loss last week against Melbourne Event. They went down 0-4, and they really came out swinging this week. A fantastic, fantastic game from all players. That's all we've got time for now. We're going to head back for Luke and Chrisma for the debrief.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a 4-0, didn't it, Krista? I mean, you called Chiefs, but there was that Strong comeback there. We can see it in the scores right in front of us, obviously. We can see that it was all Chiefs game. It was all Chiefs, and then bam, Deimos taking down Shenkan.
Your son.
Shenkan, sorry?
Your son.
I know, I was so proud, man. I was so proud to sit down here. Then Fangria, and so close in that final matchup we just saw. Waz just couldn't take up BK Summer. Just that bit more experience, I
really
guess.
hope they're not disappointed because they did put up a fantastic fight and they should be really, really proud of themselves.
And against players who are match fit as well, both BK Summer and ZG, just coming back from crushing overseas as well. So huge stuff. Right now, Ash is hanging out with my son. How's he doing, Ash?
How do you feel? How do you feel about Luke claiming to be your biological father?
I couldn't be happier. It's finally, after 24 years, I found my real biological father. And even though we lost, I'm looking forward to a bright future with my dad.
Look, it was a very, it actually became, I think, closer than most people expected. Yeah. Was it closer than you expected?
Yeah, absolutely. In all honesty, like a 0-4 or 4-1 was not to be a surprising result. 4-2 is absolutely great. And it went all the distance. Like it could have been a 4-3 or even a distance decider easily. So really proud of it. Yeah.
I love that you guys fought so hard. And you went up against BK Sama and also Shen Khan. Which one of them did you find the most dangerous?
I found Shen a lot more dangerous to fight. I find BK, not to disrespect BK in any way, I find him a little bit more predictable than Shen. No one moves around the stage like Shen does, and he plays such a unique kind of play style. So I find he to be a lot more unpredictable. But yeah, I'm glad I could pull one game out against Shen. So.
You were saying to me earlier that you were a little bit scared of ZG. Are you a bit cut that you never actually got to get to that 7th round and see how it all went?
Yeah, I'm absolutely shocked that I did not get to defeat ZG convincingly in the 7th game. I already foresaw it, but unfortunately that was not going to happen today. But yeah, I'd love to... Oh, either way, it went the distance and it went how it went, so...
Well, it was one hell of a game to watch. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. See you next week. Thank you.
All right, back to you, Dad.
Love you, mate. If your mum's all right, I'll take you out for a milkshake. Have a chat to her, see how she feels. Now, sitting right next to me is the man who absolutely destroyed my son. Give it up for the winning captain, Shen Khan, guys. Make some noise. Come on. Dude, I mean, look, it looked like a 4-0, didn't it? Were you a bit blindsided in the middle there?
Yeah, it got a lot closer than I was expecting, especially I thought I'd take it against Deimos, and then, yeah, it just didn't plan out that way. So.
It was like another team, wasn't it?
Yeah, they really brought it back it was very well done by them to bring it to the 4-2 at least.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your other match, because I know you and Fangry talk about a lot. You're pretty much the 2 surviving Zekus in the country now. So what is it like when you face off in a competition like this, having known each other so well, you both know what each other are capable of? Does that scare you off a bit, or does it make you more comfortable instead?
I think for myself, I tried to bring a bit more of a different play style. I tried to be more aggressive, especially for the 1-1 format. I feel like prior games I just wasn't bringing enough aggression, so I wanted to try scare him off a little bit, and it worked out well for me in that time.
Well, let's get into some analysis right now. What rounds are we taking a look at for this final match?
Well, let's look at your teammates. So I first want to see BK's aggression and really putting the foot forward in their early game against Deimos' G, which was strange enough, but he really showed his aggression with Urien and how he dictates his perfect. So can you talk to me about dictating pace in a game?
BK is always looking to really control the mid-screen, and I think against G, he's just looking to pressure as much as possible, get him to the corner as he always likes to do. And I think from there, it was always going to be in BK's hands.
Yeah, it was such a wonderful round from him.
Where are we going next for the analysis?
We're going to look at ZG, because it's going to be something that you know a lot about, which is defense, actually. So in this moment, I saw Waz pressing a lot, and he just refused to do anything. He didn't want to throw. He picked his time, really, to take his buttons. What do you think? How do you think you should approach defense kind of like that?
I think the matchup versus Waz is you should be playing it like that, because Waz likes to hold back and use as much time as possible. So ZG came in prepared to just defend and pick his moments to whittle him down.
There's a sort of a mantra at the moment of just take the throw, just take the throw. And we saw that kind of in this game, I feel. What do you think about? Do you think there's a certain meta that we have at the moment because of that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Certain characters can be quite threatening off the throat, even mid-screen.
Yep.
So I think with Waz and Colleen, you just take the pressure and then back off and reset to neutral. Look to get your advantage from footsies, or just taking the time really to get in.
Well, congrats, Shen Khan. Huge win for you guys there. Right now, it's time for the Astro MVP for that match. Righto, Krishna, who gets the points? Bear in mind I have family involved in this. Who gets the points and who gets the MVP?
Well, I'm going to give 1 point to Fangria because I really appreciate how he's developed over time, especially coming onto this stage, looking nervous first week, and every time he's come back, he's looked better and better and better. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the future. Deimos is going to get 2 points.
Thanks so much, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
But he's the one that really turned it around for them and gave that really big hope in that game against you. But
he's a good boy.
But he really looked on form tonight, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do next season. My 3 points are going to go to BK Sama.
He played incredibly well, didn't he?
Coming back from Paris, and he's really looked on point, and he didn't freak out a little bit when he was up against Waz. I know the guys were talking about the desk, but the reason I thought that match was going to be good is they face off in a lot of different fighting games, and they kind of go back and forth. So I know they know each other really well and what they choose to go for. And BK showed his experience, what he's learned from international, and he came back and he's brought it up against people that he's rivals with. He knows really well, and he's used that experience well as well.
You must be stoked having him going into playoffs, hey, dude?
Definitely. He's right up there with Somniak as one of the strongest in Australia, so I'm looking forward to see how much damage.
Yeah, we always talk about those two as the two most top players in Australia, and they've been for so long as well. They've really stood the test of the time.
Yeah, well, congratulations, BK Sama. You are our Astro MVP for that match. Thanks, of course, to Astro headsets, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage at the Gfinity Elite Series. Righto, we're going to check in with Ash right now and the casters. What's your magic moment of the day, guys?
My goodness, there were so many to choose from. I don't know about you guys, but I loved this moment, which was between Travis Styles and a Wild Llama. So Travis took out 4 rounds off Llama, which was awesome because it kept order in the game. And I just think that is, it's so great to see. And he had all smiles and it was just great.
Yeah, there was a great tempo play there because Avant were running away with that set.
Yeah.
And then Travis came in and being the player that Order expects him to be, just stayed composed, stayed solid, and then just brought Order back into that series. And without him, I don't think they would have even gone to Game 7.
Well, considering as well last week, he had a couple of losses, so to get back some wins under his belt, I think was really great.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have to say, Ash, I was very impressed with Sydney Raw's comeback in that final game. I mean, Deimos, Luke's son, came in saying that, they were putting in the hours, they were really working hard this time. And, words are cheap, but they actually executed on that, and it really stood out this week. And,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, they can't be disappointed with their performance this week, even though they did lose. That comeback was fantastic, and they almost brought it back against the Chiefs, so I think they played really well.
Yeah, I think there's been some fantastic playing all around, and I'd love to see that round between Travis and a Wild Llama. It's my magic moment. Let's get to it. Let's roll it, guys.
So it was because this is like, G is a very explosive character in general, and Avant have a massive advantage here. And then Travis just had to slow the game down, and that's something he's extremely good at doing because he plays such a methodical and defensive sort of reactionary game. And you can just sort of see him here picking apart a Wild Llama and just exposing the holes in his offense and then just sort of taking the tempo into his own favour, Alex.
That's right. Really the yin and yang. I mean, Deimos and Travis Styles really playing the polar opposite of with Balrog. Travis likes to play the much more conservative, much more defensive Balrog. But you can see here, once he does get that offensive pressure started, he capitalises well, as all top players do, and close it out there against a Wild Llama.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, what about his character knowledge on G? Do you reckon it's top-notch?
I think it seems to be pretty good, or perhaps a Wild Llama's character knowledge on Balrog wasn't that good. We'll have to ask both players next time.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think that a Wild Llama wasn't too sure about the Balrog matchup, but the other way around, Travis looked like he just had a complete understanding of how to fight G and how to stop G from doing what G wants, so that was incredibly impressive.
Very confident. All right, thanks, guys. That's it from us. Luke, back to you.
Thanks very much, guys. Here's the Gfinity Elite Series overall points tally. Here's how it looks after all 3 games we played across the weekend, CSGO, Rocket League and Street Fighter. So as you can see, Melbourne Order and Sydney Chiefs both sitting pretty at the top on 12 points apiece. Then Melbourne Avant just behind them. Perth Ground Zero on 8 points. And Sydney Raw and Brisbane Deceptors. It might be too late for them. We'll have to find out. Now, these points, of course, will be tallied up throughout the season, and the team with the most points will win the club championship trophy, and, of course, that sweet, sweet prize money. Now, here are the broadcast times for next week's games. Get on in them and come and watch live if you want as well, or watch online. We've got Saturday 3 p.m, of course, that's on Twitch. Then we are on 10 Peach on Sunday at 11 a.m, also on Twitch, and then Street Fighter Sunday at 4 p.m, all Eastern Standard Time. Load up the family. Come on in, guys. Come on in and watch live. Did I make it clear earlier that families are invited? I don't know if I did. Family, family, family. Let's say it more, guys. Or no families. You have a blast. We have a fine time here. Don't forget, you can watch all the live action on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just get onto your favourite delivery device and you won't miss any of the Gfinity Elite Series. Also, you could be a winner. The Alienware are giving away their M15 gaming laptop. Just visit the website, gfinityEsports.com.au, where you'll find a ton of ways to enter. It's easy and someone will walk away with a very powerful piece of computing gear. All thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. Well, that has been another huge week of high-quality gaming. Let's have a look at what's coming up, though. That is next week we're looking at right now. Deceptors taking on Sydney Raw. Then we have Perth Ground Zero coming up against Melbourne Avant. And Melbourne Order taking on the Sydney Chiefs. By the end of the day's play, the 4 semi-final teams will be known and 2 teams will be going home. It is brutal stuff, but it's all happening here. Huge level up by all the players, I think, this season, we can definitely say. Right now, on behalf of myself, my wonderful co-host, Ashley Wells, our awesome analyst, Krishna, Tom and Alex, I'm Luke Joseph Ryan. We've had an absolute blast. We'll see you next week.
Just goes for the regular throw.
Week.
Thank you, you too. Have you got any stand-up shows coming up?
Yeah, none of them worth reporting. Just doing slogging shit rooms in between to stay sharp. Not booking much at the moment. Horrendous open mics that you don't want to see. Yeah, when I have a good one, I'll let you know. When I definitely will tell you. Bye, Ash.
See Ash.
It's me good mate, Tom.
Hello.
In his cool jacket. Interesting thing, I reckon you could pull off this shirt. I couldn't pull off that look, don't you reckon?